Ay, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and they talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Broke on me. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. 100 subscribers, baby! We did it!
Hey!
Yeah! I got this big gigantic what is it called? What is it called? The little popper thing with the confetti?
Yeah.
I got a gigantic one at the house. Didn't want to bring it. Didn't feel like cleaning that up after the show. Kind of selfish of me. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
I don't know.
Welcome.
We'll do that for 200.
Welcome to. I was about to say like the 100th episode. What?
Not even that many.
No,
yet.
this is 68.
Wow.
Welcome to the 68th episode of the Post Podium Podcast live, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host Aramis,
and this is Key,
and we are back. We are back, baby. We going into we're going into DBs today, right?
We're gonna do DBs today.
I have a prospect, and you might have saw me looking at him a little bit.
No, but we talked about James Williams already.
This one is even bigger and better. So you just sit tight. You sit tight.
It's a DB?
No.
Okay, I'm
not a DB.
Okay.
But when I present this person to you, the question is going to be, is he or is he not the most undeniable prospect in terms of, like, regardless of rank, if you can get him, you gotta get him. And I'll explain why. Okay?
We here for 2 hours.
But first things first, I know I keep saying that. It's not like a segment thing. But first things first, everybody, soon as you tune into this bad boy, go ahead and hit that bell so you can get notifications for all of our content as it comes out.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got shorts coming out real soon. Now that the combine is all said and done, we got some stuff that Keyshawn is gonna be putting out real soon. We got Mac working on the fantasy side of things, so he's going to be doing fantasy football stuff. He's going to be doing sports betting stuff, namely football. And those are all going to be like shorts and stuff like that we're putting out. That way we have more easily and quickly consumable content for you guys. So keep a lookout for that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. That'll take us to 101, 102. We trying to work our way all the way up to 1,000. So
I got
if
excited.
We can get to
100. We got triple digits, dog.
Right.
We got a sendo.
Right.
We got a sendo.
Right. So I think that's everything. Please like or dislike if you don't.
No,
like
I know
us.
dislikes. That button is disabled.
I think they did do that. They still got it for comments though. Like, I can dislike the mess out of your comments if I wanted to, which really makes no sense.
I just hated that you typed that period there. I hated it. Comma, the usage of the apostrophe is atrocious.
By the way, we did not plan wearing red on the same day. That just happened the way it is.
And Tia tell you, the way I was moving in the house to get here today, it was something. It was out of the comic book, man.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I was blowing smoke because I was like, man, I'm about to really be late. And Mel said, yeah, I gotta be late. I said, okay, I feel better about myself now.
Yeah.
But I still got to get there on time.
Are you going to – well, I'm going to just say it because, free speech and all. But happy anniversary, bro.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I shall say it. Yeah. Happy anniversary, T. Thanks for putting up with me for so long.
Man.
I know it's been arduous at times.
T, if it wasn't for you, I don't know where he would be.
Hey,
so.
I'd be, I don't know. I would be living with my mama somewhere.
I don't know about that.
40-year-old dude living with his mom. No, I wouldn't be that bad, but
okay, so I think that takes care of first things first. Let's get to stuff we heard, man.
Nyheim Hines released.
Yes.
Gone.
It's about time.
Frees up 4 point something mil. So
to me, it should have been inevitable from the beginning.
I thought it was. And the thing about that is, when they ask Bean about it, what do you say? He's a part of this team. I'm learning that every time they say that, that's the nail in the coffin. That's that. You're gonna start hearing the violins. You're gonna hear the Scarface, the Godfather music playing. It's over with, man.
Yeah, we just ain't figured out how we gonna take him out yet.
Yeah, we just ain't figured it out. But so he's going, and that frees up $4+ million the cap.
Okay, so what? 36 mil left to go.
36 mil to go. Now when Josh restructures and that knocks you down about another 12 to 13 or whatever it is. And so just keep plugging away.
All right. Sounds good. I'm with it.
You saw Mike Evans sign a 2-year deal?
I did not.
2 years, 52
million.
35 guaranteed.
Wow. So that must mean that they're probably about to re-sign Baker.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is it's not a bad plan. Like you're not in a position to get a quarterback this year.
Mm-mm.
But you can stay competitive in a bad division, and what, they still got Chris Godwin on the team, right?
Still got Godwin.
Oh yeah, they'll be a playoff team next year. They will. I like that.
Let's see. Brandon Bean says we are hoping Vine will be back to the Vine we had in year one.
Year one of what?
The year he got hurt. He had 8 sacks in 9-10 games or something like that. And I'm like,
yeah, but none in the playoffs.
Right. And I'm like, but that's just unfair to
in year
that's just
one.
Unfair to even say that. He's 2 years older. He's got another ACL injury.
Right.
Let's just hope he has a healthy season. How about that?
Did he get hurt in year one?
Yeah, he made 9 games and he got hurt.
We hope he gets back to the form he was in before he got hurt 10 games in.
Yeah, he said he had 8-9 sacks or something like that. And that's a quote. That's not me saying something like that. He said it.
That's a nice way of saying we expect him to get 8 or 9 sacks.
We expect him to do something.
That's it.
I still say, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Lindsay says, hey, guys, Jason Kelce retires. I hope Travis retires too. LOL.
Jason Kelce can now be a member of the Buffalo Bills Mafia.
Really?
He can be now.
Why?
He's shirtless, drinking beers amongst the fans.
Is that the criteria now?
Yes,
because Fitzmagic came and he took his shirt off.
He's going to jump through a table next.
So as long as I go and I take my shirt off,
grandfather. Fitz's grandfather. He could have won the snowsuit.
Grandfather. Yeah, he beat the Patriots, so he's part of the family for life.
The Fitz scream. Don't forget about the battle cry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was like, what? Yeah. Is that real? But yeah. So, Jason Kelce can be part of the Bills Mafia.
Okay, it's very kind of you.
Very kind of you. He came amongst the fans. He came out the press box.
Listen.
Amongst the fans, had the beers.
I discriminate heavily for rivals. Listen, I'm like, so I'm the Mafia dude. Like, if you a part of the ops, I want your husband dead. I want your wife dead. I want your cousin dead. I want everybody. Your uncle, your auntie, you all the way down to the whole family got to go. Everybody.
Nah, Kelce was at Bar Bills. Not Bar Bills. He was at the Big Tree. Yeah, he was having wings up there. Oh yeah, he's in there.
Wow,
he's in there.
Okay, well, there you go. Jason Kelce's been welcomed to Bills Mafia.
Hashtag Jason Kelce, welcome. Yeah, so even more so about Von Miller. Aren't we at the point now where we're hoping he's going to be a mentor to somebody? I
kind of just want him to be a coach. Like, don't even put a jersey on, bro.
Right, that's kind of where we are right now.
Right.
I can see him being better than last year.
Bills make Von Miller the highest paid coach in NFL history.
And he's not even a head coach.
It doesn't even matter.
Coach, and he's not even a head coach.
Highest paid position coach.
No, he's a highest paid coach, but he's a positional coach. Right. He's a $20 million positional coach.
Oh,
he's got a headset.
And they can't, there's nothing they could do after that. I'm sorry. He's still got 4 years left on his contract. We can't even fire him as a coach.
Trey White, yo. Trey White, I want some of that action right there.
Can I get in with the
DBs, though? You still got 16 on my head, so what's good? we got 2 positional coaches worth $36 million. Excellence.
Unbelievable.
Let us see what else. Oh, so you want to go down this rabbit hole of 3 free agents the Buffalo Bills could break the bank on in 2024?
Why? Why?
Number 1, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jones.
Oh.
What's a $30 million 3 tech? What is a $30 million 3 tech? Huh? Why not?
100 subscribers! Yay!
Okay, Josh Allen.
Needed
The
to
other
cheer
Josh
myself
Allen.
up a little. I'm okay with this.
I know.
I am okay with this.
Up. You really perked up on that one.
Listen. A serious pass rusher. The only thing I would hate about that is your first round draft pick in Greg Rousseau needs to come off the field.
Does he?
I mean, I want my pass rushers on the field.
Who's the other one?
Von Miller.
Did we just talk about this?
Yes.
Didn't we just? Oh, so Von Miller's not. Okay, cool.
I mean, he's not going to get sacks, but I think he is going to create pressure.
He ain't going to do nothing, but he going to be out there.
Right.
Nah,
he won't have no digits to his game, but he'll be, active on the field.
Nah, they would do something crazy like shift Russo inside like they said they could.
I actually wouldn't mind that. I really would not mind that. If you go on third down with Josh Allen, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, and Von Miller as your pass rushers and just run turbo all day long, I'm with it.
You were excited today.
Yeah.
100 subscribers, you were excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal for me.
You're not
like
pessimistic right now.
all of this is organic. No advertisements, no nothing.
I'm going to see if I can turn your smile upside down.
We do make a habit of doing this, by the way. It's part of the reason I send him all of these the NFL is rigged type stuff.
I know. Antoine Winfield Jr.
Huh?
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Nah. Too many guys that we can get for much cheaper.
How are we breaking banks when we don't have a bank? we just got finished talking about how all we gotta do is free up another $36 million just to get to zero, and we talking about this person made it. They actually wrote an article with a straight face about Chris Jones, Antoine Winfield, and Josh Allen. You know what? Let's see what
Not the
Josh
article
Allen?
with a straight face.
With a straight face. Josh Allen.
The writer puts in parentheses with a straight face. I write.
I'm serious. Like, no, you're not. You can't be. Josh Allen $24 million a season. Chris Jones at $30 million, and Antoine Winfield.
Well, they're not saying sign all of these guys.
No.
But
I mean, any of them.
how big is Josh? Josh Allen is what, 6'5", 240?
6'3", 240?
6'3",
He's 240,
240?
something like that. Maybe he's 6'4", 240, but he's 240.
I'll take Brian Burns for all that.
Is that all you take?
6'5", 250 something? Yeah.
Antoine Winfield Jr., watch this.
With that kind of speed?
18-4.
For a safety, bro?
Yeah.
What has he done? Where are his stats?
I'm glad you asked. Let
right
us
there,
look.
Right there, stats.
Oh, no, I thought I had to go somewhere elaborate. Let's see. Last year, he had 97% of their snaps he played, 6 sacks, 122 tackles, 76 solo, 46 assists, 6 fumbles forced.
3 interceptions. He put in work last year.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's a serious season.
Okay.
That's a serious season. He gonna get 20. He gonna get every
He
morsel
gonna get
of that.
every penny.
He gonna get every morsel at 18-4. I take it back.
Wow.
But I still just stand. You know, my point still stands. What bank are we breaking? And you wrote this article.
Yeah.
With a straight face.
So realistically, how much cap space can the Bills open up for themselves with? Let's just say they do all the restructures that they can from to your knowledge, based on what you know. How much cap space can the Bills open up realistically?
I saw something that can get as high as $25 million.
$25 million.
And that's with restructuring like trade.
Now that still has to
restructuring everybody pretty much.
Okay. So that still has to include the draft class too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much usually goes to draft class? Like 10, huh?
8-9.
8-9 mil? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So even with 25, you're still looking at a max of,
16.
Yeah, 15, 16 mil.
Yeah, so you can get one big free agent and structure him in a way that you can limit his cap hit, but
man, it's gonna have to be a guy that really just wants to come and play with Josh Allen.
It's gonna really have to be somebody that wants to play with Josh Allen, or Von Miller,
or
want to play with Von Miller.
I don't believe anything that man says at all.
You can't.
Like,
How
going
can you?
forward,
He's been
there's
wrong
nothing
about
you can do.
everything. Derrick Henry was coming.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought
Who was
that
the wide receiver? OBJ was coming.
OBJ, yep.
Then there was another wide receiver was
He
coming.
thought Hopkins was coming.
Hopkins was coming. Book it.
Who? Nah, the Bills tried to get him before they got,
Diggs. Yeah,
Von,
they tried to get him before they got Diggs.
Yep.
Maybe talking about what's the other one? Antonio from not Antonio. AJ Brown. Was it AJ Brown?
Did we try to get AJ Brown? I don't think
Did
so.
Von Miller say that?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel like it was somebody else.
It was Henry, OBJ, Hopkins.
Yeah, he was certain. He was so certain.
And then Henry. Wait, I already said
Henry.
I already said Henry.
Henry, yep.
All right. Lindsay, who else did he say?
I know, right?
She
You know she knows 30. I was
know she
already
gonna
typing.
know. Yep.
I was already typing. So I know you can hate me for this, but I said let me double down on these articles. What else do we have here?
Okay.
We have, what was it, 4 free agents that the Bills can force to retire. And did I not copy it right? I do remember them off the top of my head, so it's fine. Micah Hyde, no brainer.
Yeah.
Linval Joseph made the list for some reason. He was on the team for like what?
He was already
6
in
games?
retirement.
Right. Who's next? AJ Klein?
Mr. Joseph, nobody's gonna sign you. You can go back to what you were doing before we signed you in the middle of last year.
Oh, sitting on the couch eating Munchos? Cool.
Right, exactly. You'll be calling me back.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, when something's gonna happen. You guys don't plan properly anyway. I'll only be 36.
This is nuts. All right, who else is on this list?
Jordan Phillips. I'm like, I mean, you're not even naming people that are on the team.
See, look.
Who's she say?
Lindsay, she said you got everyone, but AJ Brown was not one.
Okay.
See, she just need to be on the show. You need to be like a phone correspondent.
She pretty
or
much
something
is
like
on the
that.
show.
Like, yeah, right.
Lindsay is on the show.
But we need like live interaction though.
We will have it.
Huh?
It's coming.
It's coming. Okay.
It's coming, man.
All right.
We only had 68 shows.
Right.
We ain't even did it 52 weeks yet.
We got to hit that 100. Man, we'll be at 100 by 2 shows a week. So we'll be there by what, like June, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere in that region.
Interesting.
This is good. This is good stuff.
All right.
You haven't quit on me yet.
And there's one more on that list, right?
Jordan Phillips, AJ.
Yeah, we didn't even.
Mac is in the building.
In the building.
Mac is in the building
With the Allen baseball jersey on too. I'm digging that joint.
And he wore. See, he come suited and booted.
Let him get seated first.
The fashion icon.
Okay.
The fashionista. The last one.
What's going on?
Don't remember. But.
Okay.
But yeah, don't remember who the fourth one is, honestly. But it doesn't matter because listen to the list. There was nobody on that list of note. You had. We had. Huh? I'm in trouble? Why am I in trouble?
What you done did? Oh, baby!
He's, I'm gonna talk to you later, fam.
I'm mad I just went straight and one on that.
Right.
Oh, baby!
Hit him with the hot sauce.
Oh my god.
I mean, these articles are just like they're clickbait at this point because it's like
This might not be.
To talk about.
This might not be. Look, tell me what you think about this.
I'm ready to talk about what you think.
All right. These are 3 wide receivers. 3 wide receivers the Buffalo Bills could target on day 2 of the NFL draft. You ready?
Troy Franklin.
Ricky Pearsall.
Okay.
You okay with that?
I don't want him, but I'm okay.
I don't want him. Javon Baker.
Day
Really?
2? Day 2?
Like 4-4 guy.
Not day 2.
Really? You don't think he's gonna be there, or you don't think he's good enough?
He's projected to be like a 5th or 6th rounder.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Day 2. Right. We don't believe in those.
Well, you don't believe in Javon Baker then?
All right, and the last one is Roman Wilson.
On day 2? I guess.
Day 2. Boy, you are harsh on these receivers.
Well, no. I mean, there's just so
undrafted,
many.
And
No,
undrafted.
there's just so many. There's so many guys out there that day 2 that if they're there, I would take. I mean, Ricky Pearsall. okay. You know, Lab McConkey, I know he's on your list, but okay. You know, a lot of guys moved up. You know, so you know, obviously my guy, which I text you guys about, and I tweeted out because I was so mad about.
He's the guy now. It's over. It's over.
There's only one bad thing about that dude, man. He's 165.
Wait, he need a mic.
Oh, wait, no.
Where's his
How
mic?
tall is he?
5'11".
Like 6'2".
Wait.
5'11".
5'11", 165? 165?
His plan was like 170, 170.
He can ball. I'm just worried he get that one hard hit.
That's what I'm saying. Has anybody heard of Roscoe Parrish?
And make it so bad. I don't think John Ross he beat John Ross, but I think he was heavier. So in all actuality, like to me, I think he's faster. Like if we're the same, if we're both 200 even, right? We run the same. You run 4.4, we run 4.4, right? But Keyshawn can do it at 215. To me, he's faster.
Can I be 215 again? Oh, that'd be beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it's just like a car. Like we racing cars. The lighter car is gonna go faster.
Yeah, but I mean, the time is a time. You know, the 4.21 is remarkable. I mean, this draft was.
Don't get me wrong. He was flying.
This draft was ridiculous in speed. I mean, Adonai Mitchell, he made money. Well, we'll go into it, but
I'd say he's on my radar.
I still they compare him to people that I don't agree with. So I still don't. I mean, he's fast, but they're talking about CD Lamb comparison. I'm like, no. Like no.
For Worthy?
No. For
AD.
For Adonai.
Oh.
Because he's 6'4", 195 pounds, and he ran a 4.38 or whatever it was. So
Christina, that's because he was further away from the mic. He should be nice and loud now.
he didn't have a mic.
Christina's like, yo, he sound low. He sound get my man. He sound low.
He
Fix
didn't
that.
have a mic. But yeah.
Okay. So you good with those then?
If Pearsall was a bill, I wouldn't be mad. I have Javon Baker on my mocks, but he's not until much later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Javon Baker, he's kind of like a faster version of Gabe Davis in a sense. I mean, he goes on high points the ball, but he's a deep threat, but he's really not like a blazer. You know, yeah, he ran a 4.4, but I mean, 6 feet, 6'1". You know, so I mean, I would like to see a bigger route tree from him. So for that reason, I drop him into like the 5th or 6th, which I've seen him go undrafted in some knocks. So we'll see.
Okay. So we hit 100 subs.
Yes, we did.
100 subs.
Yes,
I brought a clapper for you. Got your little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
congrats to us. Okay, we got approval from Christina. He's good. All right, thumbs up. Thank you, Christina. Thank you. Okay, so now that I got y'all, wait, no. We got let me see. I wanted to bring this up. Russell Wilson's a free agent.
I was on my list too.
I was just about to say that.
You were about to say that?
Yeah, I was gonna bring it like that was already the question I was going.
I'm sorry. I
That's actually
stole the
funny.
producer's thunder.
That was my next thing anyway. So good.
So,
It's right. Can I? You know?
huh?
Can I say the question?
You have a question?
Can I say
Oh,
the
go ahead.
question?
All right. Producer's got a question. Producer cues everybody. Here we go.
So I mean, co-host, I already announced that Russell Wilson is being released. I want to know you guys' opinion on what team should Russell spend his rest of his years playing football. Like what team should he go to next?
I mean, he's going to have a good group of options.
New England's one.
Yeah, now with Gerard Mayo, I could see that for sure. They're gonna have a running game next year.
I would have said Miami, but I think they're gonna re-sign Tua.
Yeah, they probably gonna resign.
Man,
He's definitely resigning.
Atlanta. Sierra's from Atlanta, isn't she?
yes.
There you go.
Man, if he goes to Atlanta, that city's gonna flip upside down.
They're gonna
They're
bring
gonna
back
be
the
beside
Freaknik.
themselves, huh?
You can bring back the Freaknik.
No, not at all. He's not that kind of dude at all. Like
But Sierra is 1-2
that's all I was gonna
step.
say. His wife is more gangster than he is.
Yes,
but,
she is.
What about Minnesota?
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh.
But I don't know Justin
To
Jefferson would like
Jefferson
that.
too. Oh,
Jefferson be like, get this bum out of it. No,
I can't.
no.
I can't see him going to the AFC. It's got to be an NFC team.
Yeah, he would be crazy to come back to the AFC. He really would. There's too much talent here. There's too many teams with good defenses here. I think he's going to find a home in either Atlanta. I think Minnesota's a great idea because he hasn't had a receiver like Jefferson ever. A guy that he can just depend on every single down, no matter what, and just throw it to him. And it don't even matter who's covering him.
And then maybe Tampa.
They got going to Baker back.
Yeah,
think so?
I think they really like
Yeah,
Baker.
they
Well,
like
because
Baker.
they just re-signed Mike Evans 2 years, $52 million. So I think they like what they saw with Baker and the connection with Mike Evans and all that kind of stuff.
What about the Giants?
Is they made their mind up on Daniel Jones yet? Is he in or out?
No, they haven't figured that out yet. He's still in the contract for, 2 more years?
Yeah, something like that.
After this coming year, so technically 3. Yeah. I think they're stuck. I don't know how you get rid of that contract and still be okay cap-wise. This has got to be the year that they go out and find a wide receiver to go, to be their number one. They
got it out after this year.
for Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Void year?
No, after this year, he'd only count $22 million against the cap.
Next
they
year
cut
or
after this one. So yeah, if they got rid of him after this season, he would only
22
count
is still
$22
a
million
lot.
against the cap.
22 is still a lot. What was
Russell
what is it?
Wilson's that was the one.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
just ain't care. It was like, yo, you know what? I don't even care. We gonna suck. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too, Lindsay. She's saying the Falcons, especially with the NFC South being wide open.
Lindsay, that doesn't matter. It's all about Sierra. No,
Right? Yeah, I mean, she's got to be pushing for that. It makes sense. It makes sense. Atlanta doesn't have a shot at a quarterback this year, even in free agency.
you see this man's dead cap this year.
Who?
Russell's
No.
$85 million.
What?
His dead cap is $85 million.
Wait, I thought they had a way to cut him. Oh, it needed to
After-
be a post-June cut.
They can do
Right?
a post June cut. Yeah, but that's
Post-June cut
still-
would have saved him.
No,
For real?
That's what that. I'll pull it up. You go ahead. I'm gonna pull up
So
my
he-
handy dandy.
So he gonna be in a situation where he's on a different team, still getting paid by the Broncos.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the Broncos
Wow.
just basically
Sean
said,
Payton
"Screw it."
basically went to the team and ruined the whole thing.
He was like, "Screw it." He was like, "I don't even care." He said,
And
"Get
their
him outta here."
defense was pretty darn good, like
Yeah.
for the last 2-3 years. Like even playing against us, we got Josh Allen in the game, but still.
So if you cut him post June 1, he's $35.4 million against this year, and then next year he's $49.6 million.
Oh my God!
They just had enough. They just had enough. He said, "Screw it."
How do you justify that though?
I don't know.
Like the idea was if you're gonna cut him and not have to take on a major cap hit, he needed to be cut earlier this year, I believe it was. Like there was a certain date he needed to be cut by in order to avoid any dead cap hits. There was something in his contract. I don't remember exactly what it was. I apologize for not remembering that, but
Yeah, had they cut him last year, well, obviously before. I just want to say it just because it's crazy. $107 million against the cap.
over 3 years or in 1 year.
That would have been in 2023.
What?
Yeah.
So wait, this year alone,
This
it's
year alone,
82.
85.
85.
85. If you do a post June, what I say, post June was 32 against the cap this year, then 49 next year. So if you do a post June designation, you're only one of the year. He's going to count 32.5 against it this year, and 49 in 2025. So you might as well just take your lumps all in this year and just say pack it in. We're done. Because what that does is next year, you're back in good standing because you ate his whole cap this year. But you're not going to be able to barely fill the team this year now.
Right. It's all undrafted guys.
All undrafted, all 1 year contracts. I
Right.
mean, they might be looking to move like Jerry Jeudy's and people like that. Yes, yeah,
They're going to be. They have
It's
to.
gonna be a
now.
fire sale.
They have to now. Just take all the dead cap hits, trade all the people away,
Yeah.
get picks for next year.
It's going to be a fire sale.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sean Payton has convinced the owner that it is more beneficial to just completely destroy the team for the entire year. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. let's say we were going into this offseason and the Bills missed the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Bills missed the playoffs.
Go ahead and say it. You can say it. Who won't be here? Go ahead and say it.
No. I'm going to keep him here.
Rich ain't here.
Huh?
Rich, you there? You hear this, Rich?
No, Rich, just keep playing the game. Don't even worry about what we're talking about. Just
Sean McDermott for president.
Okay, so Sean McDermott is still here, but he convinces the owner that we're gonna have to do some cap surgery. We got to fix this thing, right?
Yeah.
He goes and he cuts Diggs, he cuts Miller, he cuts Trey White.
Yo, wait, I want to do it just because. Hold on.
Yes,
year?
I want to see what that looks like.
Let's go.
I want to see what that looks like.
Okay. All right, let's see here. You said.
Actually, no. If we're gonna make this apples to apples, it would have to be a new head coach. So Sean McDermott is fired. New head coach comes in and says, "Look, we got to tear this thing down. We getting rid of Trey White, Steph Diggs, and Von Miller."
Okay, so
However,
we're just gonna cut them.
Yeah, there you go.
Easy
Just cut. Yep.
Just 6-1 cut. Boom. Von Miller done. Boom. Who else you want? Trey White.
Yep.
Actually,
Would they
wait.
give us
This is next
60
year.
million?
There we go. Huh?
Would they give us 60?
Well, let's see. Trey White, I ain't even do him yet. Boom. So who else we got?
I said just
Anybody else?
He
like, ooh.
I know. Man, I'm looking at Deion Dawkins like, ooh,
Dang.
that might be nice.
Maybe question.
Well, because he's in his last year too, right?
They're gonna restructure him.
Okay.
They're gonna restructure him.
Maybe. I really can't think of any. Mitch Morse. Get Mitch Morse out of here too.
I think he's going 25. He's finally going.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So where we at cap wise?
We have $93 million
Next year.
in 2025. Cutting them in 2025. Now, if you're talking about
Never
cutting
mind
now,
the 53 we're in now.
Yeah, this is no. What this is I went to 2025 and did it. Because you said after the season we tanked.
Oh no.
So you want to do it 24. So you
Yeah,
wanna cut 'em now.
2024. What would that
Okay.
look like?
Oh, got you.
So yeah, so we're at 53.2
Yeah, because Russ is
mil.
cut this year. It counts for this year.
Yeah, 53.2 mil. Under. I'm sorry, over the cap.
So we 53 over.
Mm-hmm.
53 over
Positive.
by cutting those guys.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane, yo. Like literally, one quarterback is worth Von Miller, Steph Diggs, and Trey White.
Who else can we, let's see, you said Mitch Morse, so let's do that.
Yeah,
Mitch Morse.
like if you look at the money wise, that's basically what it is. Money wise,
Right.
Actually, cutting Mitch Morse gives you money back. So never mind that one.
Yo.
That makes it status quo. Oh yeah, Naeem Hines, you're already going for real. Okay, so that gives us money back too.
Yeah, I mean,
So would you guys say that they overpay for Russell?
heck yeah, they overpaid for Russell. Heck yeah,
Well-
they overpaid for Russell.
Well, I mean, how many times are you gonna say let's ride?
Listen,
I'm
they
gonna say
got
Nugget Nation.
They
Broncos
may
Nation.
have gotten their money
Let's
back
ride.
just off of the advertisements alone. Ticket
was it?
sales just off of that.
What was his contract though? What?
It was a pretty massive contract because it's basically the contract he wanted from the Seahawks, but they didn't want to pay him.
And we see why.
So okay, so he
Yeah.
signed. Let me read this here.
$245 million contract value right there.
245.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. 245 mil. Over was it 6 years?
124 guaranteed.
Yep.
Yeah,
And he lasted what? 2 seasons? One
two
season?
seasons.
2
That's
seasons,
it. They got 2 out of him.
They said Russell Wilson, let's ride.
Out of Denver.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part about it is he should have been able to succeed with the receivers that he had. They added Noah Fant last year, who should have been able to be a much better tight end with a quarterback like Russell Wilson. And they had a great run game. So if it's not a scheme situation, then it's got to be exactly what Pete Carroll was talking about. And I don't want to get too deep into it because it's more of a Seahawks thing. But
which guy got traded though?
Who?
Fant is a Seahawk. He got traded.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He got traded away. Yeah, that's right.
In that trade, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking at his
Who did they have
numbers,
at tight end?
Probably
They had
nobody.
the new guy, Albert.
Oh,
What's his last name?
hold on, I gotta pull it up.
Okul Bunham?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I know his first name was Albert. My man Albert.
Alberto. Yeah, that's another good young tight end too.
I mean, I'm looking at his numbers. His numbers weren't horrible last year. 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, through his third highest passing percentage.
Yeah, they say the year he won the Super Bowl, his stats this past season were comparable.
Yeah. I mean, 3,000 yards passing. He got sacked 45 times. I mean,
They just didn't have, to me, when I watched them play, their offense never got going. They didn't have a good offensive scheme at all.
Right.
It was vanilla.
But you know what that means, and I think this goes back to what Mike Tomlin was talking about. Russ Wilson gets fired because, hey June, can you zoom Max shot out a little bit more? His head is cut off. It's the So if you look at what Russ was able to do. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was talking about Sean Payton. So Sean Payton's scheme was go out. Yeah, keep going. More. All right, that's good. If you look at Sean Payton's scheme, when he had Drew Brees, it was all precision stuff, short West Coast options, screen game. Very, very methodically smart in the way that the plays were called. But it worked because you had an accurate, anticipatory thrower, right? So what made that offense work was a quarterback that could beat defenses with his mind because he didn't have the strongest arm, right? And when you have a quarterback that can execute at that level, that thrives the way that he did. He was a great quarterback when he was with the Chargers. Mm-hmm. And you get him on the cheap, right, to come and play in your offense. You let him come in and help you design an offense that works for him, right? So in my mind, this begins more and more to look like a classic case of because I had a great quarterback, I think I'm the ish and my scheme works when it actually doesn't.
Yeah, or your scheme can only run by that particular quarterback.
That type of quarterback.
Yeah.
That was the next part I was going to.
Yeah.
Is you now have become a system where you need a specific type of quarterback.
Yeah.
Now here's the deal with that. Those guys aren't coming like they used to, at all, right? Your Caleb Williamses, those type of guys, like your first overall picks. Those might be the guys that can do it, but your Nixes, your Jaden Daniels, those are spot throwers, right? They need to get it to a guy who's got separation. I mean, Nix maybe because he's more of a, he's a less mobile quarterback, but NFL tighter windows, that might be an issue. We'll see. But, and I'm not trying to defend Russ, but I guess in a way I don't like how all of this is kind of being put on Russ's lap like it's all him.
Right. When you see, like he said, he had comparable stats. It wasn't like you were the problem in Denver.
Yeah.
You had other problems.
well, I think stats wise he wasn't a problem, but I think he was a problem with chemistry. If the team is complaining about just not liking the guy.
Oh, well, his personality is a
the
problem
thing.
too. Yeah,
If they're talking about not
yeah.
liking the guy or not wanting to play with the guy or not wanting, just not liking what he has to offer and what he does. Going back to when they're complaining about him doing calisthenics on the plane ride home.
Yeah.
There's yo.
I mean,
Somebody
even
should trip
Marshawn
him.
Lynch was saying he ain't rock with him when they was in Seattle. So I mean, I get
he
that.
went and laughed at.
And then Marshawn, he's the coolest cat.
Oh yeah.
I've ever seen on the football team. He real if he don't like you,
Yeah, he's
You're probably not likable if he don't like you. But like Marshawn Lynch is one of those dudes. Like he see right through a lot of people too. I think that's why he never jived with the media, because he can see right through all that. Yeah. But
I think I can tell you for sure he really was a people fool. I don't know what this new Marshawn Lynch is, but he had a huge phobia of people.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've never seen anything like it before.
Wow. Was it? You think it's like a trust thing? Like he don't trust people because like think about it. Like now he's famous. Like any people could say, "Oh, Marshawn did this." Like you think he's like kind of like standoffish because he don't trust people, or he just not like a people person?
No, he's just not a people person. I think he likes to be in limelight. He I'll just say it. You know, I've talked to him numerous times, and we had these conversations about being in the NFL, about being a normal person, about being what it is. He said, man, it's different off the field. I'm like, yeah, no. This guy told me that he wanted to do what I did. I'm like, no, you don't. No, what the hell you don't? But, you know, the thing about Marshawn Lynch, though, as cheap as people say he was, it was weird because, you know, I do a service, not that kind of service. I just don't want to say what it is exactly. But in my line of work, I don't get
escort.
tips. Right. We don't get tips. But
oh, you get tips.
Late nights with Keyshawn.
I knew he was gonna say it. but no, I'm just saying this because to paint a picture of being actually to interact with him in a way that most people don't. You know, I remember one time he came through and somebody noticed. I was like, "Yo, who is that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's him." They're like, "Can I get an autograph?" I'm like, "All right, I'll see what I can do." I was like, "Yo, my son, come on." He was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "Can I get an autograph?" He was like, nah. He started to back off. I'm like, it's for a little kid, man. He's like, all right, do this. Go get the pen and paper and meet me here. I'll sign it and give it back to him. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, that's how he was, you know.
Yeah.
So I think all the stuff on TV, like he can't be judged anymore. Like nothing matters. He's got money. He can afford the face of the planet right now. His mom is a whole another entity in herself. She's amazing. Yeah. People person galore. So, you know, I she probably don't remember me anymore, but you know, time give me a hug. I'm like, all right. but you know, just the dynamic of his mom and his sister versus him is just completely different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, okay, so Russ is no longer with the team. With the Broncos anyway. Anywhere he goes, I think what you said is absolutely right. The chemistry with the team that the next team he goes to is going to be paramount. Mm-hmm. The reason, and I'm going to go ahead and say the best team for him, and I'm going to agree with Lindsey, is probably the Falcons for that reason alone. Mm-hmm. Everybody on that team is young, ain't been nowhere, ain't done nothing. So if Russ comes in, who gonna say something to him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There is no other star there anymore. Right. Even Drake London and Kyle Pitts, they're star players from college in their college days, but they ain't did nothing in the NFL yet. Right. So he comes.
Same thing with Bijan.
Exactly. So he comes there. He's instantly the guy. That could work. But any other team, him going to the Vikings, what are you going to say to Justin Jefferson? Jefferson don't seem like the dude that's going to tolerate the BS. Like, you ain't about to become working out on the plane and stuff like that while I'm trying to sleep. I'll stick my foot right in between your legs, bro. Like, all right. So, I was
going to say, before you, just a quick note.
Sure.
Lindsey Ruff got fired. Lindsey Ruff got fired.
From where?
Was he New Jersey?
Really?
Yeah. I just thought I'd come across.
Bad record or just crappy team?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. He's just an old school style coach, and it doesn't really vibe well with the new league. So he's going to keep getting chances because he's a good guy, and he played in the league. But I think he's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Lindy, I hope your retirement is great. I hope you find something else to do with your time that you are passionate about, and thank you for everything that you did for the Sabres, man. For sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Chris Mortensen. Want to touch on that? You know, rest in peace. He passed away 2 days ago, yesterday. 72 years old. So condolences to the family.
Wow. And, I used to like watching Mort.
Oh, yeah. Morty. All right. I'm sorry. I cut you off enough. You go ahead.
Yeah. That's right. No,
it was important.
Okay. So there's a prospect that I've come across.
Oh, brother.
That in my mind has become undeniable to the Bills. Like We have to take this guy no matter what.
I've been excited. He told me this a while ago, and I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, who is this dude?
After you said I got a soapbox about the combine, man.
Oh, this is what the show is about. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm ready.
Eat off your nipples, man. We good.
Okay. Tell me what y'all think about this guy, if y'all even heard of him.
You know I'm going to.
Probably. This is the second coming of Conrad Sunflower, or whatever his first name was.
Yo, what kind of name is that?
I know where this is going to go. I don't know who you're looking at. It's not Malik Sunflower.
No, that's what it was, Malik Sunflower.
Yeah, and
Malik
Khalil
Sunflower.
Shabazz, yes.
Yeah, Al Shabazz. Al Shabazz was even taller.
Yeah, he was my big boy.
So this dude is 6'6", 231 pounds, ran
USC?
a 4.5.
No, from Florida State.
Florida State.
Yep.
Johnny Wilson.
Yep.
The man is 6'6", 231, ran a 4.5. The only person that big that's run faster is Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
To my playing receiver, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I think Boehringer or whatever was the only other guy that was about that size, but I think Boehringer was 6'4", Moritz Boehringer or something like that.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But he wasn't 6'6".
Nah, he was 6.
He was like 6'4", 6'5", yeah, something
6'4".
like that. But
Moritz, but wow.
the only thing about Wilson, because for 6'6", 231, he's a pretty decent route runner. He's got some wiggle to him. He's got some good speed, and he's got pretty good route running, right? Real quick, Lindsay writes in, yes, Mortensen, R.I.P. Lindy Ruff was good in the Sabres tenure, but the guy is an a-hole. You're going to have to tell us about that one when you come.
I didn't think so. I thought he was all right.
I never met him.
I've dealt with him a lot, and I've never had a problem with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's quiet, not Marshawn Lynch style, but, you know, he's not going to go out there and do a photo out with everybody, but he's cordial. He says hi to you and whatever, and keep on moving.
Okay. So
That's all I ask.
On your board, where do you have Johnny Wilson right now?
You know what? I didn't do much on Johnny Wilson. I just know I saw it at the combine. I was like, Florida State, you know, it's just tough. I think Johnny Wilson would be probably a third or fourth.
Third or fourth? That is not bad at all.
Yeah, I think third or fourth.
My question is, do you think he'll play wide receiver in the NFL? Because
I
already see somebody saying, "Oh, he could play tight end."
No,
I think a lot of people are going to say tight end, but
the way he's built.
That's what I'm saying. He's a little too slint. Like he would have to put on muscle to play tight end.
Yeah, he's long.
Right?
He's super long, and he doesn't look like he's 235.
He's 231.
231. Huh?
He's bigger than Dalton Kincaid.
No, Kincaid's 240.
Yeah.
You talking about height wise? Well, you got to think he's
that
shorter,
matters.
but then bigger.
That matters.
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, he's got. I think I got to pull it up, but I think he's got real long arms too.
Yeah, they said he broke like two NFL records or combine records for size.
Yeah, I mean,
it might have been wingspan and is it hand size?
He's got wingspan, arms.
What's his wingspan?
Wingspan is 84 3/8. What's that? That's
84. No, that's 7 feet.
7 feet.
Yeah.
Dang.
So yeah, what's his hands?
His hands are no, not hands, arms.
Oh, 30. What is his arms? 34.
His arms are 35.
35.
3 3/8.
Wow.
So he's in a 97 percentile for arms. He's in the 100. He has the highest wingspan in the combine. He's number 1.
That's basketball Wimby, football Wimby.
Yeah, pretty much. When I looked at this guy, I said to myself, when you got a guy that big with that kind of speed that can run pretty good routes, I think he becomes a guy where that's a guy you can look at and say he doesn't need separation to get the ball. Like, you look at some of the plays that he's made catching the ball with guys draped on his back.
Right. So Johnny Wilson. Right. Johnny Wilson is an enormous wide receiver.
Are you playing that? Yeah, you playing that.
6'6", running 4.5.
Well, he's telling you about him now.
You know what I'm saying? You'll see him catch passes on guys. Like you say, he don't get
Johnny Wilson.
Johnny
Wilson is an enormous wide receiver.
Right in coverage.
There we go. Go ahead, sorry.
You can mute it right on there, too, on the video itself. Sorry, go ahead.
With that size, like, you could throw it right to him, like with
Right.
them draped on him, like
It
get out of here.
Thank you. It don't even matter. That's what I'm talking about. When you're talking about when you're talking about a stud number one guy, you're either gonna have a guy that nobody can stay in front of or next to, or you're gonna have a guy that like Travis Kelce, where you just can't cover him. There's nobody that can body him enough or get around him to even get to the ball.
Right.
I can't think of a guy a type of guy or a type of receiver that you need more than that right now. If you put him as your number 2 receiver.
Yeah, I think for him, he's going to be fool's gold after the combine. I think people are going to fall in love with what he did and his measurables. When I'm thinking about Johnny Wilson, I just don't see the quick.
His hands are not great. I will say that.
His hands aren't great. He's not a 50-50 guy either.
Was he the best wide receiver in Florida State?
No, he was number 3.
Oh, he's
He was the third guy.
Who were the other 2?
You had
Mitchell?
No, you had, what's the guy's name? Keon Coleman, and there was an underclassman that they had. I don't remember his name offhand, but there was an underclassman that was better. I mean, Johnny Wilson he's going to be a guy. I think he's going to be more of a special teamer than anything.
He didn't get, looking at his stats here, he didn't get a whole bunch of like production wise, but
I mean, if you look how he runs, if you get somebody that really can hone him,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's going to be a 2-year project, I think. But if you
got the
got
right
it,
team with the right coach with the right, like, I think they could mold this guy into to be somebody good.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't have him. No, we can't get him. Watch this. This is why, because we can't make fun of him and Josh Allen. Watch this run. Watch this right here. Look at him run. Man, he run like Lurch.
Stop it! He trying to keep his head down, man. What
about the legs?
He's a big boy, man. Like so I know Key's gonna give him the lesser, but some people say he's 6'6", some people say he's 6'7". Like,
right?
You imagine just throwing that ball up to him, dude?
Yeah,
like,
he's not a 50-50 guy in college. So think what you want to do against.
I get that, but you're okay. You have a tendency to come from a very technical place when it comes to what you're looking for in the players you want. You're looking for skills, I don't want to say particular, but you're looking for individual skill categories.
If you will.
Huh?
An archetype, if you will.
Yes. Okay. And I totally get that. But I don't think that takes into account the Troy Palomalus of the world. I don't think that takes into account the Ray Lewises of the world. Like guys who weren't supposed to be what they are. The Josh Allens of the world. Guys who were athletic freaks that weren't supposed to become what they are. Right? You look at Kelvin Benjamin his first year. He was never supposed to be that. If he had any kind of success beyond that point, it's all icing on the cake. But his production is part of what helped Cam Newton throw for 4,000 yards. That was the main guy he was throwing to, right? So I'm saying all that to say, isn't it plausible to think that if we could take a guy like this in the 3rd or 4th round and sit him with our wide receivers coach and sit him with Steph Diggs, and he picks up his route running from Steph Diggs and works on his hands with Dalton Kincaid? Like, to me, this is a situation like Mike Tomlin. I'm going to keep going back to Mike Tomlin's quote. Like, when you're going into the draft, you're looking for measurables. You're looking for size. You're looking for athleticism, because everything else is coachable. And if you've taken that approach to it, everybody in the draft who is an athletic freak like this, at the very least, has to be considered to be, a starter on a team somewhere. If you can get him into camp, get his mind right, get him acclimated to the team, and get his work ethic right, those are the only three things the coach has to get right. You get those 3 things right, the development will take care of itself.
I think that he definitely got potential, and I'm kind of with Key though. If it does work out, you probably won't get the impact about like year 2, but I'm not saying that it can't happen, because it definitely can happen. Like he can be on the squad. Like he could be like a Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, whoa, you shut your mouth now. You shut your dang
he
mouth
looks
now.
like he could be better than Hodgins, bro. Like,
Okay, you canceled.
I'm canceled.
You on probation,
Right,
you
yeah.
canceled.
Hold on. Granted, Key, Isaiah had injuries that kept him off the field. But I'm just saying with this guy, He's got raw talent, raw ability.
Yeah.
If he can find somebody. And the other thing is too, though, you have to be coachable, right? So like, there's a lot of guys, they can't make that transition from college to pro ball, right? Because like.
But that's like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like that isn't that exactly like? Did you hear the Mike Tomlin quote?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So that's exactly what he was talking about, though. Like he was saying that any coach that says a guy isn't coachable doesn't want to take on the responsibility of having to coach.
Well, here's where he's missing on that point.
Okay,
he's right. I believe his concept is right, but you got some players who just not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
just not good enough.
Not
basically?
good enough to play with the pros. Not to say that Not to say that he's not willing to learn or he's not. That's what I mean. It's not that he can't learn. He's not willing to learn.
He's just not good enough.
He's just not good
That's
enough.
fair. That's
You know
totally fair. Yeah. I guess I'm thinking about it from the perspective of you have to take 2 receivers this year anyway, right?
Yeah.
They better listen. Like I said, I'm greedy. 2 will be cool, but hey, if it's 3, hey,
right. I'm happy.
Listen,
I mean, when I first looked at the guy, who's this Johnny Wilson, I thought he was like a 6th or 7th rounder. That's what I thought he was. But I know with that size and that, people are going to fall in love with him. That's what I was talking about with the Fool's Gold. I'm not saying he's going to suck,
right?
But I think he's going to be overdrafted based on his size as computed. The same with Xavier Worthy. I'm sorry. He's going to be overdrafted because of a 4.21 speed. I mean, that's my guy. Yeah. That is I've come in here telling you guys about him every time we did a show.
Yeah.
And the reason why is not because of his straight speed, but think about a 4.21 guy running a slant, a 4.21 guy that is sticky and turn upfield right away. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what he does. It's not he's not that one trick pony that we think when you see it's a speed like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
But look at what Troy Franklin did. He hurt himself big time at the combine.
Yeah.
He was sloppy in everything. He was slow. Not slow, but 4.41 is not even. You got Adonai Mitchell running 4.38.
Yep.
You got 4.28 cornerback, 4.21.
Xavier Legette ran a 4.
He ran a 4.3.
Yeah,
he ran a 4.3 something. But I mean, Troy Franklin, all he was known for was a straight speed, a burner. But you're not even anywhere near the fastest guy in the combine. And then if you watch the gauntlet drill, which Lab McConkey made Boku bucks on with the gauntlet drill. Mm-hmm. What we talking about? Troy Franklin was. I mean, he was weaving. I mean, it was bad. Yeah. So I think he lost. If you want him in Buffalo, that's your 2nd or 3rd round. I think he might slide to the 3rd now.
Who was that?
Troy Franklin.
Yeah, I don't need that. I need a 1st round receiver. Man, we might not even get Brian Thomas Jr. now running a 4.3.
But he's gone.
4.3 cool with me, man.
But at 28, I think Worthy could be there.
No, we know, but we're saying he's not going to be our pick.
Oh,
yeah, he's going to be gone.
He's going to be gone.
Oh,
because
if he was there,
size,
dude, I'd run from here right down there. I'd be out of here. Footworking.
But I do think to a degree, based on the height of 5'11", and I got to get a look at this guy's body because some guys can get away with putting a little bit more weight on their body.
No, he played at 180 or something like that.
Okay, good. So he probably just lightened up to be able to run a good speed, which totally fair. He made himself a lot of money by doing that. Mm-hmm. But my thing is this: if he comes back, if he can get his body back to 180 and still play at 4.27 spead, like I'll still take that at 28 all day long and wouldn't blink at all.
I don't think he's gonna make it, but of course, like I said, I would run to the drafting podium, knock over whatever foolishness is on that card,
right,
and hand him my own because like you said, there's 40 times speed and there's football speed.
Yeah,
if you watch this tape, you see football speed.
Yeah,
it was just confirmed with the 40-yard dash, and I like his competitive spirit because you think about what he do. The first time he ran a 4.25. Cool, I can shut it down.
Yeah,
I'm the fastest guy here. Ain't nobody beating me. He said, you know what? What's the record? 4.22. He knew it. He said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna beat it. He said, I'm gonna try to beat it. Yep. He ain't had nothing else to prove.
Yeah.
If you'd have stumbled and ran a 4.31, it was 4.25.
You made me feel better when you said he played at 180 because in my mind, as soon as you said 165, I'm like, no, not Roscoe Parrish.
No,
please, Lord.
No, he's not Roscoe Parrish. Even if he was 165, he's not Roscoe Parrish.
Man,
I mean, the thing about Roscoe he was a slot, and he really wasn't that fast. He was fast, but he wasn't like blazing speed.
He was
didn't do
agile.
anything.
He wasn't fast.
He didn't do
quick.
anything. You
Right.
know, this guy's the number one at whatever side. And that's the thing I look at it. You know, when I saw 165, I said, ooh. But then I was like, wait a minute. He's a junior at least. He played 3 years of SEC football. You went up against Kool-Aid McKinstry's. You went up against these other guys. I got to give it to you. You survived.
Now let me ask you this though: do you think he did it on purpose
But lost weight.
so he could run faster?
Absolutely.
I think it was with the training because
So-
he trained for it. So I think that was part of the training.
Now, one thing I will agree with: he definitely is not a one trick. I've seen him play like he's definitely not a one trick. However, I will hope when he goes to Canning Camp that he bulks back up because that's my only thing that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
That's all you're worried about.
Don't stay at 160.
Hey, come to Buffalo. We got who stays at their coming to Buffalo weights when they come here?
That's true.
We got wings. We got
That's
pizza.
true.
You're done.
That is true.
You're done. So I mean, you know, like I said, you know, in terms of with your Johnny Wilson point, same is true here.
Yeah.
The man can ball.
Yeah.
The man can ball. And if somebody's doing it, let him slide to 28.
Let's go. We'll take him with a heartbeat.
But I think that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, you know, your Brian Thomas Jr. or your Xavier Worthy in the first round, even if you have to trade up for those guys. And then your third or fourth round, you get Johnny Wilson, and you can afford to let him develop because at that point, you already got your number 2 receiver or whoever's going to be your 1B. Right, your quasi number 1, right? And that gives Wilson some time to just sit back like Justin Shorter did, learn, develop, get better, understand the game, see, get a feel for the speed of the game, all that stuff. But I just if this scouting room can look at a Greg Rousseau and say, that's going to be our number 1 pick that's going to come in here and be our best pass rusher, then they can absolutely look at a Johnny Wilson and say, you know what, a couple years from now with some development, that guy can be our number 1. Mm-hmm. Like I needed to be straight across the board. That's all I need. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Even if you call me a fool, because I like fool's gold.
No, I see. The thing with me is I think they missed on Rousseau, and not that he's a bad player, but I think they miscast him.
Well,
and
to me, that's development. I think they've had good developers at linebacker and safety. Yeah, but
who's done that?
Defensive line, your boy.
Bobby.
But the only position that they haven't had great development on is the defensive line. But
and they got rid of Eric Washington. You're trash.
Huh?
They got rid of Eric Washington. You're trash.
But that's the guy that wasn't able to develop.
I know it. He's trash.
Oh yeah,
they got rid of Eric Washington. He's trash.
Yeah. Who's the defensive line guy now?
Isn't it what's his name? Alex. Hold on.
Who knows?
No, I know. I have it.
I know.
I know. I have to freaking look it up now. Go ahead. Talk your talk, brother.
So yeah, I mean that's all I got. I love the prospect of drafting a guy like that. I mean, I just think
Adam
size,
Henry.
huh?
Adam Henry's the defensive line coach.
Adam Henry?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think a guy with that kind of size, that kind of speed, his route running ability, if he works on his hands, he has the potential to be a dominant player. I would prefer to take shots on guys like that in the 3rd or 4th round anyway at receiver, right? Because if they pop, you now have probably the most dominant receiver in the league, size and speed wise. Like, who's going to cover that guy? Mm-hmm. You can't stop him with a safety. You can't stop him with a linebacker. You can't stop him with a corner. Unless your corner is 6'4", you know what I mean? Like, right. Tariq Woolen might be able to stay with him a little bit, you know what I mean? But you know who Tariq Woolen is, right? Okay.
I had him on mock last year.
All right, perfect. What you got?
Melly Max Soapbox.
Soapbox.
So
we need some. What is that? 60s music? Is that soapbox?
Oh, the jazz music. That smooth jazz.
Keyshawn is known for hating this one quarterback because of what he did in the draft. That quarterback is none other than Eli Manning.
Oh,
you got that? You damn right on that.
Oh,
this is the equivalent of my soapbox.
Ooh, I like it. It's juice.
Keyshawn.
Yes, sir.
What is with these kids, bro?
Fam.
Listen. These college scouts, these people who come to combine, they are entering probably most men's
Everybody's.
dream.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Like their legacy, like, oh man, I would kill to be in their position. I'm sorry. Y'all can get mad at me if you want to. I'm tired of these dudes not participating in the combine, bro.
Wow.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, I'm not.
No, he
really?
didn't show up. You saw he came late.
Really?
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors. Not really? Come on, man.
Neighbors didn't.
No.
Wow.
That pisses me off. Here's why.
Doomsday was there though.
Yes, he was. Going to that, Neighbors and Harrison, number 1, number 2, off the rip. They're on everybody's draft board, number 1 and number 2. Here's my thing. Why would you, to me, I could be wrong, but to me, if you know you're the best, why are you scared to prove it in the combine? I get it. Everybody has a pro day. Everybody has a pro day.
There's no competitive spirit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you the number 1, I don't need to do this stuff. Like, to me, they think that it's bigger than them. Like, it's beneath them to do the combine working with these guys. Like, I'm Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, get out of here. I'm the number 1 wide receiver. Like, I don't have to do this. Mm-hmm. Why?
And that's why I really
because
appreciate
they've been told how great they are their whole entire life.
Well, that's why I really appreciated the Xavier Worthy thing where he ran and then he ran it again.
Yeah.
Because this is the equivalent.
Yeah.
I beat everybody. Why am I not sitting?
And to me, like, if I'm like, these NFL teams, like, this is their job, right? Mm-hmm. So, like Abe say all the time, this is a business. Mm-hmm. I'm the CEO of the Buffalo Bills, and I need a wide receiver, and I'm looking at these two. Let's just say, for example, that we had an opportunity to grab these guys. Mm-hmm. I'm coming down here to see you guys, and you're like, oh no, I'm not. Like, yeah, I can see what's on tape, and I can see, but I want to see you compete versus everybody else. I want to see how you look in this drill, how you look in that drill, because you say you the best, but prove it against all these other wide receivers. Like, it boils it really does something to me when these dudes get the opportunity. Like, Malachi Corley would have loved to be at the combine. He didn't get an invite because Marvin Harrison and Malik Neighbors, but now they don't want to show up. Yeah. However, so to me, if I was a GM or a coach on the team, you know who's my number 1 wide receiver? Rome Odunze. Let me tell you why. Not only did he show up in the combine, did y'all see what he did on the shuttle drill?
Mm-mm. I didn't have a chance to watch the combine.
So, day's over. Everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
Guess who's there? Odunze. Still there. You know why? He practiced the cone drill. He wanted to do like he wanted to be in the 6. He kept messing up the drill because he kept hitting the cone. He did it 5 times until he got it right. They was like, hey, I'm stay right here. My man did not leave until he got it right.
Wow.
To me, and I know McDermott and Bean, like, they look at other stuff other than physical talent and football ability. To some extent, I see that. I don't agree with everything they do. Like, something like, I don't agree with, you got to have this guy. Like, I don't agree with that, all the stuff. But some of the stuff like that, the fact that you are accountable and that you are that highly of yourself, your work ethic is that high as a college recruit. You didn't even get it in the NFL yet. Yeah. But you already got that work ethic right now in college? Come on, man. And then it's not the first time he did it. So in college, he got hurt. I forgot what kind of injury he had, but because of an injury, he was not allowed to fly. So his team had to play. So it was like, you have to sit out.
He drove it?
No. He drove 20 hours.
Dang.
To get to where he had to go, and he played in that game.
That's
determined dedication dude right there. Because guess what? I'm looking the big picture. Playoffs. I need you to have an impact. Mm-hmm. He's not going to give me no excuses.
Right.
He's going to come with it.
Right.
Because I see that now. Now, wait till you got the opportunity to prove it in the NFL and somebody get drafted and stuff like that. You can only build on that ability what he already has. Like, to me right there, he's number 1 on my board right now. Like, if I had the ability to go up and get him, give me Odunze all day long.
I mean, we talked about him early in the season. I liked him a lot, but I just didn't scout him because I already know. There's like no point. Why am I wasting my time? I mean, I appreciate the guy. I like the guy's size. I like his hands. I like his everything about him. But I already know. It's no way.
So do you think that with what Worthy ran and what Brian Thomas ran, there's a chance that Rome kind of gets overlooked now, or no? He's still that good.
He killed the combine. So in
It's
my
gonna be the
mind,
same
like, there's a
three.
couple wide receivers who I think excelled. Worthy definitely excelled. Adunze excelled. Thomas excelled. Like those guys, like because they were there and they participated. Like don't get me wrong, they were already scouted high. They're already going high. They
I
just
think
improved that.
McConkey actually.
He too, Lad
he's up there,
McConkey.
too.
Yeah, I saw him run.
He jumped a lot. Just the way he did his drills, like he was.
I love.
He
And the
was
thing about
polished,
him, if
bro.
we didn't see when I watched him do his drill, I was like, man, if we didn't have Khalil Shakir, even though he only ran, I think 24% of his routes from the slot.
So okay, I was gonna say he's a slot.
He's not
Yeah.
a slot. That's the thing.
He's not?
No. But the way he ran the gauntlet drill,
Yeah.
the way he's an outside guy.
Yeah.
He ran it. Yeah. So.
But I don't think I don't think he'll fit with the Bills.
No, not on the outside. I don't
You know what I'm
see it.
saying?
Yeah, I don't see it. I still think we would look at I think Adonai will be on our board now,
AD, yep.
which I have to go back and watch more of them because I didn't. It was okay. It was okay. I mean, he's got good hands. For what I'm looking for, he wasn't, but maybe because they didn't use him that way.
That's true.
I don't know. They just didn't use him in a fashion that gets you right. They use him, in more of a big guy role where he has to go up and get it.
What the heck?
Huh?
Mina Kimes is. Let me just make sure this is her saying this. Yeah, Mina Kimes is comparing Lad McConkey to AB. I mean, I know AB ain't your favorite, but the dude was a beast.
And
McConkey was.
And
McConkey
his
did everything.
I don't think AB's scouting combine was as good as Lad's. I think McConkey's was actually better. But then again, we know Antonio Brown, when he came, he was the only receiver that I could think of that kind of sat out that first year and then became the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Antonio
saying?
Brown was the collegiate all-time leader in receptions for I think 2 straight years.
But I mean, his combine wasn't that like he didn't like impress people off the combine. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, Dan Jeremiah compares him to Brendan Stokely. Anybody old enough to remember Brendan Stokely?
Yeah.
Old enough.
You gotta remember sometimes, man. I'm like, man, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
You watching? I think we were watching The Temptation yesterday, and that came out 96 or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, that was it's like 30 years ago.
Dang.
Oh, this is good. I got some juice for this. Lindsay writes in. She says, "Mac, I love the story on Adunze. He has a similar backstory to JA-17. He's a very humble young man,
That's fine.
as well as a farmer. He's a humble.
He was a farmer. He milked
He's
cows.
a humble young man.
That's fine. He's
Humble.
not the franchise wide receiver yet.
Humble.
That's fine.
He's not going to get in anybody's face. He's
You don't
not,
have to. He's not
going
the
to hold
franchise.
out on people.
He's not a captain.
He's
not
a
franchise
farmer.
guy. Huh?
But he's already held himself accountable at a higher standard already.
Right. He'll hold himself to a higher
Different
account.
ball game altogether.
Huh?
It's a different ball game altogether.
I mean, you want him to like kick the door down at the owner's house and
I want the face of my franchise. Dunze
you
will never
want
be that.
farmer humble Josh Allen to go
Hey.
kick somebody's door down
Hey.
and tell him you either get me a guy that can do it or you get me out of here. That's what you want?
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, Lizzie,
Absolutely.
please handle this. All right.
No, me and Lindsay, she on probation too from last time.
What Lizzie do?
I forget, but she
She
did
ain't
it.
been doing nothing but giving us
She knows
gems
she
on the
did it.
comment line.
What'd she do? I forgot what she did. She didn't agree with something I said. Or something. I don't know.
You're right. You don't hold grudges at all. You're right.
Not at all. Just all of them. Nope, all of them.
All right.
It's done.
I actually have to get out of here a little bit earlier tonight, so let's if you don't have anything else for it, did you get it all out?
I got it all out, man.
Now is this what you needed to talk to him about outside after the show, or so there's something different?
No, it's on site evidently.
All right,
When I come in here with my eye Jimmy's, hey,
we know what happened. Y'all know what happened.
People ain't Mill.
DBs.
Okay.
DBs, right? We continue in the series.
DBs.
Mac, did you have any free agent guys that you were looking at to come into this defensive backfield and make a difference?
Well, first you gotta give some backstory.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we gotta talk about who's here.
The new coach, Jamil Adai, he came from
the Ohio State. No, I'm just playing.
Is that the safety that used to play for?
Yeah, he was signed to Tampa Bay as an undrafted free agent in 2006. So you might be thinking about Joseph Adai, the running back. But,
no.
Okay. Yeah, this might be him then.
Okay.
Let's see. Why does it keep going to this guy? I don't know you.
Matt
It keeps going to this Matt Edwards. They got the link wrong. Okay. So he was named the cornerbacks coach on February 7th of this year. Adai joins the Bills after spending 17 years coaching in the collegiate ranks. He worked the last 2 seasons with the Miami Hurricanes secondary coach. So Aramis will love him because he worked with his illustrious James Williams. As I said before, Adai was signed by the Tampa Bay as a UDFA following the 2006 draft. Now, what's unique about our defensive backs? We actually have to talk about another guy.
Who's that?
Scoot Booker.
Scoot
Booker is our Nichols coach.
What?
So Scoot Booker was hired. He came from from Tennessee. Where he served multiple roles. He was a safeties coach from 2020 to 2023 and a defensive assistant from 2018 and 2019 for the Titans. Booker helped safety Kevin Byard to 20 interceptions and 46 passes defense during the 6 seasons he was with the Tennessee Titans. Byard also earned first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors during the 2021 season. So Scoot Booker, nickel coach, senior defensive assistant. Okay, so now let's go into
real quick. Lindsay writes in, Key wants Marvin Harrison Jr. from Philly, like Peyton said about Senior.
What he say?
Get his face. Yes.
Well done. Okay.
It don't take much to learn how to push Keyshawn's buttons.
Well done. So I had some stats for us going from the McDermott regime. Since 2017, Tre'Davious White is the only player to get 6 interceptions in the season. One player. That's
Only
it.
Bills player?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care about anybody else. In contrast, defensive backs with 4 or more interceptions. Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer 4 times, Micah Hyde twice, and Rasul Douglas in 1 season in Buffalo has 4 interceptions.
Dang.
So, what does this tell you? Defensive backs need an overhaul.
Did he come in like week 10 too?
Yeah.
We had 2 in one game, remember?
Oh, that's true.
He had that monster game, but what do you notice here? Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. They are 6 out of 9.
Jordan Poyer would be the guy that many times.
Yeah, they're 6 out of 9.
Wow.
So they're old. One's out of here probably, and Tre'Davious White as well. So all we're looking at right now on this list is Rasul Douglas. That's a problem for me.
Wait, so we already know which call's gone? White's gone?
Probably. Now, we don't know for sure. But
you talking about Hyde, right?
No. Hyde. Oh yeah. Hyde is gone.
Oh yeah, got you.
Unless because I saw his value is like 3.4 mil.
Yeah.
So we don't have that.
They were saying that we could possibly bring which call back, but I don't think he'll play with to me it won't be the same with Hyde not there.
Who? Poyer?
It won't be the same.
They best serve to bring him back.
Yeah.
He's got to be a mentor to the next guy, if anything.
That's true.
If anything, and plus there's nobody there, so
that's true.
He's under contract.
So you
right
think
now.
just Rap or Rap not even on the contract?
He's not on the team. Cam Lewis is on the team.
Are you sure you're being objective when you say that?
We may.
That we need Micah Hyde to come back and mentor somebody.
No, not Hyde. Poyer, because he's already on the contract. So
okay, I thought you were talking about bringing Micah Hyde back.
No, at 3.4, we can't afford it. No.
Okay.
Yeah, if he wants to take the league minimum, just come back and be a mentor, sure. But no.
So we need Poyer to mentor somebody.
We don't need it, but I mean, since he's already on the team, he's already here. And if you bring in 2 young boys, James Williams.
Okay.
James Williams.
I'm just scarred from this whole we need a veteran in every room sort of.
No, but he's on the team already.
Huh?
He's on the team, and as you see right here,
so are all the other
as you see right here, he's more than just a veteran. He is our defensive backfield.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even realize.
Again, I hate to go there, but back to the scouting, if you get the right guy, you don't need to get that veteran.
That's
Think
what I'm
about it.
saying.
Think about
You
it.
don't,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. You don't have to get him, but he's already here.
right,
So,
right. So like, just James Cook. He ain't had nobody to, all right, we're going to show you the ropes, kid. This is what you got to do. He ain't had nobody like that.
Yeah.
Josh ain't had nobody say, hey, we're going to show you the ropes, kid. Like, those guys just came in and they already made an impact.
Right.
However,
they would let them tell it. They'll tell you James Cook had Latavius Murray and he had Damian Harris. They'll tell you Josh Allen had who was the guy?
now,
Nathan Peterman.
Now,
and Tyrod.
I believe this. I think this is everybody. I think all 32 teams have this. People to get you adjusted to being an NFL player, like outside the locker room, like, hey, don't spend your money on this or do this. Like, I think everybody's got those guys. But I'm talking about on the football field to make you a better player. I don't know if there's somebody in every, you know what I'm saying, that goes, hey, I can make you better. Just, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's necessarily that guy.
Yeah.
But some guys, so here's the thing. Like, I believe some guys don't need it, but some guys do need it. So, like, if you got to know, that's why, man, you got to know who you drafting, man. Like, you got to sit down, talk to these kids, know how their mind works, know how their learning profile is. Like, everybody learns differently.
Right.
How do you learn? What would best help you become better? Like, if you already that guy, like, to me, certain personalities, like Rome, like, he'll come in already, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
But see, a guy like Rome would really benefit from having that veteran because he's going to listen to everything he says. He's going to be a sponge.
Exactly.
That's people like that. You don't, and we're not going to have head cases. We already know that. I mean, the closest thing to a head case we're ever going to get is Shaq Lawson. That's under McDermott. That's as close as it's going to get. He cut him once. He's like, "Yo, you're a short leash. I can do it again. I can do it again."
Keep bringing him back though. All right,
Yeah.
come on back.
Come on back. So you keep taking league minimum. Come on through.
Yeah.
I was just looking real quick just before we even got to the rookies, but I didn't know that Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer they both ran 4.55-ish in the combine. So that's the speed that they're used to working with in the backfield.
Yeah.
More than 15 passes defensed.
Taking shots already. Keyshawn taking shots already.
No.
The only reason he said 4 or 5 is because he knows I hate that.
No, because it's right here.
In a DB, I can't stand 4 or
It's
5.
right here.
Even if they safety, you
Even
don't like
if,
it?
no.
But his guy runs a 4.65, and he wants James Williams.
Who runs a 4.65?
James Williams ran a 4.65.
Oh, but he's
It's not 4 or 5, so it's fine.
No. He happens to be 6'5".
With a 4.65.
He's
You're right.
6'5".
Actually, you're right. A 4.65.
a 4.
He's 6'5", running a 4.65. Cool. Got it.
All right, you having too much fun. Fun Police is coming in on this piece now. Listen. No. We ain't got no real whistles around this piece.
But this gets depressing. This is where it gets real depressing.
Okay.
Since 2017, McDermott's tenure, Tre'Davious White is the only player to have more than 15 pass defenses.
Dang.
And he did it twice. The only player in McDermott's tenure. And he's on the back end.
Part of that, when you think of the way that our DBs have played, it's always make the tackle in mind first, right? There are some teams in the NFL that play zone coverage, but they play a more aggressive style where a guy comes into your zone, you basically playing man. The Bills do that to a degree, but they don't play it aggressively. They're not coached to play it aggressively. When you think about the way that the Bills DBs are well, I'll say cornerbacks, the way that the Bills cornerbacks are coached to play defense in the zone coverages, think Levi Wallace. Levi Wallace has always been a guy that is right there when the ball gets thrown and he makes the tackle. That's probably part of the reason why he's kept his job, for as long as he has while he was here and never really got replaced because he did exactly what he was coached to do. Be there to make the play. If you can get the pick, of course, but you have to be in such great position playing zone to take the chance to make a pick and not get yelled at. You would have to be like literally right next to the receiver, and the quarterback has to be dumb enough to throw the ball still.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or you'll have to like watching the the quarterback's eyes as you're running to know when to jump the route or stuff like that, because you're right. If it's in a zone, there's really no way to like. You're not running man, so it's not like you could just blanket the receiver.
Right.
But the zone, you have to, like they teach us in Little League, stay in your zone. You can't go outside of it. You got to stay in there.
Right.
Integrity, yep.
Right. So I think that's part of where that comes from. I I mean, obviously with Sean McDermott still here and with him saying he's going to be tied to the hip with Bobby Babich, I don't think that's going to change. But hopefully seeing what Rasul Douglas has done here at corner, playing a little bit more aggressive in the zone, hopefully that's the model they go for, because that wasn't Trey White even in the year that he got the 6 interceptions. He did that once. Every other year after that, it was 1 interception, 2 interceptions, 1 interception, 2. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I'm just illustrating the fact that it hasn't held up. It hasn't been up to snuff. I mean, you're talking about a team where your perennial interception leaders are your safeties, which is great. But what's the next guy? After the 5 from your Hydes and from your Poyers, who's next? It's a crapshoot. Levi with 2, Trey with 1. Taron Johnson with 3. Where's the half field cutoff?
It's too easy to take safeties out of the game.
Yeah, and there's no half field cutoff from cornerbacks. They're just there.
Right.
They just slow it down. They allow it. I mean, that's obvious by completion percentages. Let's see. We have not safety. We're going to go with Kyer Elam's on the list at 70% completions against. Christian Benford, 69.4 completions against. Taron Johnson, 67.9 completions against. 67.5 in another year. 67.3 another year. Levi Wallace, 65. So, I mean, you're looking at these high volume completions, and they're not knocking the balls now. Jordan Poyer in a year where he gave up 70% for Kyer Elam, 4 passes defense. Christian Benford, 10 passes defense, and gave up 69.4 per against. I mean, it's got to get better. You have to have guys that can lower that number. I would say, high 50s, low 60s perennially. And that's the benchmark. I mean, you're giving everybody everything they want. And these are not short passes. The depth of target stands for himself. So, yeah, we really need to – I mean, obviously you got to go, but we're going to really have to focus on what we do with the defensive backs, because that's going to be the changer in this team. And furthermore, you don't have the money to spend like you always do on talent that you've had before, i.e. Xavier McKinney, who could be having $10 million. But we don't have that to spend unless you really want to get nifty with it.
Yeah.
So we got to knock it out of the park. And I did
Doesn't it still, like, and just from a money standpoint, doesn't it make the most sense, though, to just start Elam and Benford?
At safety?
No,
corner.
At corner, right? And then as far as safeties are concerned, you can
Poyer and Douglas.
I would be willing to try that out.
I thought you wanted the reverse. I thought you wanted Benford at safety.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right.
Douglas
Yeah.
Douglas and Elam.
I want Benford at safety, for sure. Mm-hmm. Douglas at corner, Elam at corner, with Poyer.
Yeah, it makes sense because they're on the team.
I think that'll work.
I think
they're already on the team, so yeah,
that keeps it so that you don't have to spend money replacing any of those positions. You got a guy in Benford who can play man, he can play zone. You know what I'm saying? And then Poyer can still be that box safety. Micah Hyde started off as a corner. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't think Benford is too far removed from being able to mimic that ability. But essentially that makes it so that you don't have to go into the draft thinking you got to draft a starter at any of those positions, which is what the Bills typically do. And then secondly, it stops you from having to spend money in free agency. To get what you think is a veteran guy. You've already got Jordan Poyer as a veteran in that room. So Benford is your up-and-coming guy who's been on the team for, 2 years now? And then you've got Douglas in the corner room. And you still got, Trey White if you're going to keep him. Mm-hmm. So, and again, I'm still of the mindset, like, if you can convert Trey White to a safety, I think that would be a win. I think that is a Troy Vincent move all the way. Right, that's what is that? That's a Troy Vincent move. That's probably much better than a George Wilson move. George Wilson was one of the better safeties we saw play here, a converted wide receiver. So
Georgie Porgy.
Yeah, so I really don't want to spend money or assets in areas that don't really need it. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm thinking about corner, I'm probably not thinking about corner till where they usually draft them, 5th, 6th, 7th round. To be honest, you know what I mean.
Good names too.
Huh?
I got some good names.
I'm all for it if they're doing it that late. I'm cool with it. I don't want to see anybody come in here and start over Elam for the rest of my life. Like, to me, that if he doesn't get on the field as a starter this year, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
just cut the man.
I'm leaning towards it's not gonna happen.
And it's weird because remember when they was doing trimming down to 53? I was telling Key, I'm like, they're gonna cut Elam. They're gonna cut Elam. They're gonna cut Elam.
Yeah, we thought he was gonna get traded,
and they didn't do it. So I'm like, bro, like, somebody's got a saving grace with him. Like, somebody knows, like, hey, this dude is nice. Like, we can't let him go.
Yep.
You're not gonna play him right now, but trust me, like, he has potential.
Yep.
We all could see it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we found out he was injured later on in the game, so that could have played into he wouldn't have passed the physical. They knew that. It was like, it's not gonna happen anyway. They're not gonna trade him. Because evidently he got hurt in training camp, and he was trying to fight through it. So knowing you're not going to pass a physical, just cut our losses, hold on to him for another year, try to trade. I mean, I would be interested in seeing if he gets traded this year. Yeah. I honestly like the guy. We talk about it all the time, but I just don't think he's going to be a starter here. I really don't.
Elam?
Now, do you think it's because of the coaching staff?
I don't think he's a fit for what they want to do. I don't think he's a fit for what they want to do.
As far as the scheme that they want to run, he's not.
He's not. Yeah, he's not. It's another example like Shaq Lawson when Rex drafted him.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, I ain't even visible with Buffalo. I knew I wasn't going there. I don't play linebacker. I've never done it. And they put him there, and it was a tire fire. But
so this is more so just a coaching preference. It's not even he's not a good corner. It's just
right. I think we
don't like how he plays zone.
I think they thought they could make him do it, and he just can't.
See, if I was that, why wouldn't you play to his strengths?
Right. Because he's nice and man.
I think, well.
Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. The team comes first. The team, the scheme, and all that stuff that comes first. But, dude, if I got a player who can ball.
And you traded up in the first round to get this.
Just can't play. Just don't grasp this concept or play the way you want him to play. Let him be him.
Right.
I don't know.
It's been done.
I don't know. It's just me, man.
Like, I'm not saying it hasn't. I just don't think that some people just can't pick up certain things. I mean,
that's true.
You just can't do it. And he's good at what he's good at, and it just wasn't what we needed.
But I mean, okay, so let me ask you this: both of you are coaches. Like, looking at a player, and Elam has been here 2 years now.
This is third year. Coming up, this third year.
This will be
so he's completed 2 years with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't you know before the trade deadline last year whether or not he's going to amount to anything on this team?
That's why I think somebody on the squad, somebody on the organization thinks that there's potential is there for Elam.
Well, at the trade deadline, wasn't he on IR?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
He wasn't on IR yet?
Lindsay probably knows. How would you even look something like that up?
The other thing is this: every time he gets in the game, he makes an impact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you don't fit the scheme or not. That doesn't go away. Like, people notice that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to do film. They got to look at the plays. They got to look at what they had. You know, look at the last week's game. If he's making impact in the defensive his name is coming up.
Yep.
Like, so it's obvious that he's definitely making plays when he's in the game. So I don't know. I don't know where the disconnection is, but I would love to see him get some time and just ball out, man.
Yeah.
Give me some time.
Yeah,
I know there's a way to do it. Just give me some time.
Okay. Yeah, so during the season he went on IR, Lindsay says.
During the season?
Yeah.
I knew it was during the season. I just thought he was on IR before the trade deadline.
Because, like, I mean, I remember, I'm like, crap, they going to get rid of my man. They going to get rid of him. I know they're going to get rid of him.
Yeah. I mean, and okay, so I could be wrong, but I think he actually came off IR right before the trade deadline, too, because there were talks about the Colts needing a corner.
I remember when the season first started, they were saying he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Like, so that's a healthy scratch. He wasn't hurt. He was eligible to play.
Yeah, but didn't the Bills have gotten dinged before on saying that players were
Give me a second.
Healthy and
they really weren't.
Oh,
and
really?
Like Gabe Davis, I think they were, like, they never said he had an injury until the end of the season.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. But I think healthy scratch is even more egregious because if the guy's hurt, but you're healthy scratching him, like, are you really doing him a service at that point?
Right.
Because that really makes it like now you're damaging his reputation.
Right.
You're damaging his value.
Right.
So
even if you're not going to play him, you're not going to let him dress.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You won't even let the guy dress. But
what week was the trade deadline?
Oh, he played in the London game, and right afterwards he went on IR. But
He
you
went
only
on
have to
IR
be on
November
IR
8th.
for
He went on IR November 8th. So
November 8th?
Yeah, so he had to be on IR until
Got 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
short term. He had to be on there until the bye week, so week 13. So he was in there week 9.
But the trade deadline is still week
like October
week 9.
31st is like about Halloween time, right?
What's that?
Ain't the trade deadline like around Halloween time?
That's what I'm saying. If it's here, he was.
Yeah,
he
it's
was,
week 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, trade deadline is week 8, right before week 9. So between week 8 and week 9. So he would have still been playing.
And that's the thing.
Oh wait, no. So Jacksonville was week 5.
Jacksonville was week 5, and then they sat him all these weeks. But
Yeah, so technically he came off of IR right before week 9. So he would have been tradable because they took the.
Oh no, he went on IR at week 9.
At week 9?
Yeah, he was a healthy scratch before that.
Oh.
Between Jacksonville and week 9, he was a scratch.
Oh, so they could have traded him but didn't, and then put him on IR.
Now, do you think
Gotcha.
you did it on purpose?
What?
Wait till week 9 to put him on IR?
No, I think right there. No, because at that point, what they were doing was they were trying to make a push. They couldn't have him on the roster anymore. They knew he wasn't getting any better.
Oh,
It was whatever his ankle thing was. They knew it wasn't getting any better, so we got to shut him down.
Because once you put him on IR, he doesn't count against your 53.
You can replace him with Josh Norman or whoever they put on the team. So that's how they did it.
Dumbest thing in the world. Like, how does that make sense at all from an on the field football standpoint? Like, not only am I gonna not trade this first round corner that I traded up to get, right? But now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just say, you know what? Josh Norman is ready. If any of you guys get hurt, we got Josh Norman to come out on the field and get stiff armed again and been made into another meme just for Bills fans' sake.
Well, I don't think it's that. Like I said, if he was hurt, which they said he was, he's not going to pass a physical. They're going to send him right back. So that's why they didn't trade him.
Then why not put him on IR from the beginning? Why have him walking around with people thinking he's healthy?
Because I think with IR, when you go on IR, you can't practice with the team. You can't do certain things. So they were trying to work through it, as they say. It just wasn't getting better. They were trying to work through it.
If he can.
Yeah, he was like a week-to-week deal until they put him on IR. I think he had to have surgery or something like that to get it cleaned up.
Okay.
So he ended up getting surgery or whatever the procedure they did when he went on IR, and then he came back.
I could kind of see that. Like, okay, I get hurt. Mac, you good? Yo, I think I could play. All right, let's see how he does.
Work you out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I still can't cut. Like, it's
right.
You know what I'm saying? I could kind of see that.
Yeah, but okay. So from a purely logical, gotta do what it takes to put the best 50, 52, 53 on the roster at all times, right? And I was thinking about this point earlier in the show. I'm gonna just say it now. Like, for you to, what now comes across as a waste of time, for you to waste that time, investing that time and energy in trying to get a first round corner that you're not going to put on the field anyway, to work him out through these injuries and stuff like that. Like, all you're doing is re-aggravating this thing week after week after week after week for the sake of what? Possibly seeing if he can develop mentally into the corner you want him to be?
Well, I think the more egregious point to this is that they fielded 11 defensive linemen when you got an injured cornerback. That's the egregious part,
right?
You know, if you know, I mean, he doesn't have to be. He could be scratched. I don't care. But if you know you have a cornerback that's probably not going to be able to go for the next couple of weeks, why do you not have somebody on the roster and wait just in case? And that goes back to my point of all these futures contracts that I said a while ago. It's the same guys. We know who they are. Why are they here?
Right.
They keep coming back. We know who you are. You're not good enough to make our 53.
Right.
I don't care if you know our scheme. I don't care if you know our playbook. You're not good enough.
Right.
We're gonna draft a replacement and then cut you and then bring you back because we know nobody else wants you either.
Right.
Yeah, like why keep putting those dudes around?
So the example I thought of when, and I thought about this point when you were talking about, I think you were talking about who's the position you were talking about earlier?
Me?
Wide receiver?
Wide receiver?
You talking about wide receivers, and so I started thinking about Bill Belichick, and when he had Richard Seymour and Willie McGinnis and Mike Vrabel and all them boys, right? Like that was his squad. Even on that squad, he had Ty Law, all them boys, right? It was heavy 3-4. It was nasty. It was sick, right? Then what did he do? After those boys were getting old, Richard Seymour started asking for more money. You can go to the Raiders, bro. We good. We good. We got Vince Wilfork now.
Yep.
Right? We could stuff that run. Right? And right behind him, who was the linebacker they had?
Didn't they have the dude with the sleeves? With the red sleeves? Judon or no?
Oh.
Judon wasn't there.
No, is it
Judon,
Brandon Spikes?
I think it was Spikes.
Brandon Spikes was there.
They had
Yeah,
Brandon
that's right,
Spikes,
Spikes,
who ended up being a monster for that defense. So my point in bringing all this stuff up, because he went from Ty Law to Asante Samuel. He like there were a lot of different positions that he transitioned from older guys who were going to be asking for more money to younger guys that he could put into positions to succeed. And the idea of it was his schemes were always similar but never the same, because he was putting his players in a position to win with the skill set that they had. And he built a defense around these guys that allowed them to do what they do best. Think about how slow and ineffective Brandon Spikes is in the passing game. Did they get torn apart in the middle of the passing game? Not at all.
Hey, did we? No. When we had him, we didn't get torn apart.
My point, though, is after Brandon Spikes left us, he went home. Right? He wasn't going, and our defensive coordinator at the time when we had Brandon Spikes was who?
Schwartz.
Right. So we had a great defensive coordinator that knows how to use that player and another great defensive coordinator that knows how to use that player. After that, everybody else is like, nah, we don't know what to do.
Right.
Right? Why have we not seen that kind of mentality out of our defensive guru?
I've been screaming that. I mean, how long have I been screaming for a pipeline? How long?
Right.
The next man up. How long? I mean, you see, we're the opposite. We draft and then we pay somebody to play ahead of you.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah.
That's why we're so old now as a team, because we draft. It's like, you know what? You sit right there.
Watch
We gonna
this
let
guy.
you-
Watch this guy. Watch
Right.
him. Everything he does. Watch
Watch
this guy.
him. Just OJT all day long. OJT. Hold his pocket.
Oh, God.
Hold my pocket.
This just got real Ozish.
Anybody that knows that, you
Yeah.
old too. But yeah, I mean, I would love to go into the D-backs. Like, yeah, we could get this, that, and third. I mean, your guy, you know they're talking about putting him in as linebacker, right?
Who?
James Williams. They're trying to move him to a linebacker.
Dang.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
In this day and age, yeah.
How much you weigh?
231.
He's
But you
231. He was 215 in college.
No, James Williams?
Oh, James. Well, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about no, you talking about Johnny Wilson.
No, I'm talking about the safety.
The safety, he was 215 in college.
I thought he was 230.
I mean, he might be now, but he was 215 in college.
I
He might have put on the weight to come in as a linebacker because more people would see him as a linebacker. That makes sense.
Oh,
And linebackers get paid more.
That's also true.
Yeah,
That
I
is
had him.
also
I have
true.
him. Yeah, 6'4", 231. That's what it said. But yeah, I mean, for
Okay.
him, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything in a traditional safety role. You know, so he's a box safety. He's a thumper. He's a guy. I mean, he doesn't get interception. He doesn't really bat balls down. He doesn't, but he will hit. And he's a force of nature. So for that, I like. But like Aaron said about, what was it? I forget who it was earlier. I don't want to think about the 4.55 because, you know, I don't want to think about a 6'5" linebacker, 231 pounds, because you know who I'm talking about. Even though it's not the same guy. I don't want to think about a certain guy. Doesn't James Williams have dreads too?
Tremaine
Lindsay had a
Edmonds all
comment. Let's
over
just
here.
glaze right
He
over
does
this whole
have
thing.
dreads.
Lindsay says, I bet you if Elam covered the Chiefs receiver who scored the TD in the playoffs, which was either Rice or Valdez Scantling, I forgot. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
man, guy, like that's the thing. The Chiefs, if Elam was playing, and the Bills were allowing him to play the way that the Chiefs allow McDuffie to play, Elam is instantly getting talked about in the same breath. Instantly. His man, like he's an aggressive man corner, right? How many other aggressive man corners have we seen that were great? Asante Samuel, Champ Bailey, Samari Roll. I can go back further than that, right? But then you start fast forwarding, Darrell Revis, right? I mean, Deion Sanders was an aggressive man corner. Like, when are we going to get past this? Goes back to, she says Elam would have kept them in check. Yeah, I agree. I don't think. Yeah, Cam Chancellor was a linebacker size safety, but about the same. But they allowed him to play safety. The other part of that too, though, is you have to have a coach that wants to go that route. I don't think.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropped back.
Based on what the Bills have said, the Bills.
And I'm not joking. All jokes aside, seriously, who was it that we were talking about that ran the 4.6? And you said who was it? The safety next to James Williams. No, the safety next to him. Cameron Kinchins.
Okay.
He ran a 4.65.
Did he really?
Yeah. That guy.
Wow.
I could see him being our safety.
Can you?
Oh, Ball Hawk City.
Yeah.
Hawk City. I mean,
yeah.
He comes up and run support. He can blitz. Mm-hmm. He's a tackler. But I mean, when you're talking about a playmaker, mm-hmm. and he plays that drop back that we play. He doesn't play that 3-4, aggressive style. Yeah. So I like it.
He's a second round pick? First round pick?
Second-ish, maybe third.
If they can get him there, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I just don't for me, when you have those safety positions, when you have guys that can play that already or be moved into those positions, I could care. Like, you have a Jordan Poyer. To me, Kinchins comes in, he's a Jordan Poyer type. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's I was thinking about that kind of. That's a good analogy, honestly.
Yeah. To me, this comes down to the mindset that what Sean McDermott, think will work in the NFL will work. I just have to keep going until it works.
Yeah.
Which is the dumbest mindset I've ever seen, because 6 years later we're seeing it don't work.
McDermott can't coach an aggressive cornerback. He can't coach an aggressive, because what happens is you make the big plays, but also you give up the big plays, and McDermott can't live with that.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
On offense, he could live with it. On defense, he can't.
Mm-hmm. Well, because
not even on offense, because he's trying to clip the legs off of Josh Allen. It's like, just put robot legs on him and stand stiff in the pocket.
And Josh like, there it is. I got it anyway.
Right.
It's going out there.
Right. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that was Josh's way of kicking the door down for, to the owner's house and saying, get me out of here. You know what? I'm going to just throw picks all day long. Screw it.
Well, I'm saying
what they going to do?
The
Bench
long
me?
balls, and they hit, they work, though. They work. Those long balls work. And McDermott's like, oh, yeah, all right, yeah.
Speaking of long ball, did you see my man Joe Milton?
Of course I saw Joe Milton almost hit the ceiling of the Yeah, he almost hit the ceiling of the RCA Dome.
Bro, dropping dimes, bro.
For real?
70 yards. He dropped. Yeah. He threw it. He turned around. Yep. Right when the receiver caught.
He's got swagger. And
I'm like,
ooh. But that's why I picked him as our quarterback, because I could see him filling in Josh, and like I heard, I could see it.
Him with Josh? Oh, my God.
I could see it.
Wow.
If Josh go down, Josh 2.0.
Yeah.
Bam.
And what's his knock? Accuracy. What was Josh's knock?
Yep.
Accuracy.
Look at his accuracy now.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
One summer with Jordan
Palmer.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Coachable. Like,
yeah.
Measurables, you can't coach speed. You can't coach height.
Right.
You can catch technique.
Yeah.
You can catch you can coach accuracy.
Yeah.
You can coach that stuff.
That's the reason why I'm saying guys like Johnny Wilson and James Williams, like, that's why I want those kind of guys. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Tremaine Edmonds was supposed to be a guy that worked out. In all honesty, I think what he was asked to do was not what he was built to do. He doesn't have the mindset to do that.
I'm going to sit here and tell you, if Tremaine Edmonds would have got the opportunity that Terrell Bernard got with the guys in front, with Ed Oliver coming into his own, That would have
Yes.
been sick.
Yes.
That would have been
I agree
sick.
with that.
Now, my only thing
I
is,
can't believe I just gave Tremaine.
no, my only thing is, because I liked it, Edmonds, but I hated how he used them. Do you think that was Frazier? The way he wanted to use him in his defense?
No, I think what it is what you see now with Bernard is he's clean because Daquan Jones and Oliver are getting busy. When Tremaine was playing, they were.
So it was a lack of defensive line play that forced Tremaine to play that role that he played.
He was getting sucked into the blocks and he couldn't shed, and we all knew that.
And the thing too is in Carolina with McDermott's defense, Kuechly was a guy that he didn't need a clean line in front of him. He didn't need to be clean. He could get off of blocks. He could, you know what I mean? Like he could play the run on his own. He didn't need help. But Tremaine Edmonds was.
It's similar though, because you said that. Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano, Lou Kuechly and Thomas Davis, they play similar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe like you said, certain coaches need a certain team or a certain duo. Like I need this to have my linebackers. I need this for my quarterback. Like I need you to play like this.
Yeah. But that's okay. But the masters in the NFL eventually learn. Yeah. You can't rely on that.
Right.
You have to be able to adapt on the fly. That's one of the things that got Andy Reid in trouble was he started to do that on the offensive line. He started to do that at receiver. He started to do that. His defenses were pretty good, actually, like consistently every year. Who else got in trouble with that? Even Sean Payton with the style of quarterback. We talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Before he got Drew Brees, he was nobody. After Drew Brees left, he's been nobody. Yeah. So, at some point, the ego has to go out of the window. And I think for Andy Reid getting fired from Philly and coming to the Chiefs and having to redefine himself and regrow himself, it was a humbling moment, but it was also a moment of honesty and growth where he had to learn.
Yeah, it was a humbling moment, but it made him to be that dog.
Right.
It made him be that Hall of Fame coach.
Same
it made
for
him
Bill
be
Belichick.
like that. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like firing is not necessarily a bad thing. Like it sucks to get fired, but what you gonna do now?
Right. Right. And for everybody out there who's saying, okay, you don't want to fire Sean because he might go somewhere else and win. Maybe
that's what he needs.
Right.
To become that Hall of Fame head coach. You need that firing.
And what you need to do is ask people to not have revisionist history.
Not have a what would you say?
Revisionist history.
Oh yeah.
See, why didn't he do it in Buffalo? He wasn't that guy in Buffalo.
Right. Exactly.
He looked the same, but he wasn't that guy. People change, different circumstances, different scenarios.
Different opportunities change people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, just relax. I mean, just because Andy Reid did something in Kansas City, you would have kept him in Philly another 20 years. Would he have done it? Who knows? You weren't the same guy.
Right. He might have needed that. Hey, we got to let you go. Oh, man, I got to change stuff up.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like I think it's one of the things that worked for Sean when he got fired from Philly. Because when he was with Philly, the issue was he didn't get along with the players. He wasn't able to learn how to talk to the younger players because I think at that point they were losing guys like Brian Dawkins. They were losing a lot of the vets on that team, and he was working with more so younger players, and he struggled with that, right? Then he goes to Carolina. All of a sudden, he built a 15-1 defense with what? Young guys. Yeah. He didn't have a lot of vets on that team. You talking about K'Wan Short, Starlo Tulele. You talking about Josh Norman. The other corner was a young guy. The only older guys that he had on that team was the safeties at that point, and maybe Julius Peppers wasn't on that team. But yeah, I mean, he didn't have a lot of vets on that team, so he showed growth getting fired from Philly going to Carolina. It makes sense that his experiment here in Buffalo should be concluded with, I'm sorry, bruh, you haven't figured it out. Maybe you need to go try, go back to the drawing board, figure something out, and try something new in a different place. And then let the Bills be that team that hires the next Andy Reid. Let the Bills be that team that hires the next Belichick. that has learned something and learn, become that master over time, being able to watch what the league is doing and come here and bring something new and fresh and unique that allows the Bills to be that next up and coming team. And again, I'm not trying to be unrealistic and say it's guaranteed to happen if we fire Sean and hire another guy. But to a smaller degree, I think we have to be willing to hold that standard of when we see something is not working, we have to make changes. It can't be a mindset, and not saying that we have to put a hard timeline on it. Like, remember back when it used to be 3 years and you're out? You get 3 years to make it work and you're out of there, right? But, I mean, come on. 6 years of what we've been seeing, at some point, enough has to be enough. It has to be. And I'm going to keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. I'm going to keep saying it until he actually gets fired.
We know.
Something's got to change.
So, speaking of changes, did you guys notice any free agents you like that would work?
I have 2.
Okay.
Strictly cornerbacks. I love Okuda Matata, Jeff Okuda.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Okuda Matata.
My man
Yo.
Jeff Okuda, 25. Right now he was with Atlanta, unrestricted free agent. I really would like him if we can get him in here. He's young. He already can play. He already got the talent. Like, coach him up. Let Babbage sprinkle his little dust on him. Boom. Also, people might hate me when I say this.
Levi?
Ladarius Sneed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Levi. I'm like, wow, they might hate you. I mean,
I say Okuda and Sneed, man.
I'll take my salary cap helmet off and just let you have that.
Who will be more expensive?
Sneed.
Sneed.
Sneed is going. Yeah, he's going to be.
I think we could afford Okuda though.
What did he make last year?
And then there's a couple of safeties, but
$8 million. Yeah, his value right now is 14. And Ladarius Sneed, isn't he looking at like? Where are you? Wait, no, he's not free, I don't think.
I mean, after the conversation we just had, I think we need to reconsider my standpoint of not hiring a starting corner.
Okay.
if I had to pick a safety, just my 2, Jordan Whitehead from the Jets. I kept picking off Josh Allen. I like him. Curl might be a little too old for my liking.
Wait, Curl's old?
I mean, I want these young boys, man.
He's like 26.
He's 28.
26? He's 28?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he not like he
Nah,
can
that's
still
too old for
play.
me. Never mind.
He can still play.
But after this year, he's gonna be 29. That's
That's
old.
old for me. I'm
That's
good.
what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I would really like, and I think he could ball too. Jordan Whitehead from the Jets. I like him. I'm even cool with keeping my man Rap, but I don't know. What about? I just saw him on the list.
Who?
Terrell Edmonds.
All right, keep on moving. I gave
Tremaine's brother.
Tremaine enough credit for the day. Wait, no, Cameron Curl's only 25.
Really? This ain't 28.
Yeah, it's 25.
Maybe,
Where are you at?
maybe this is.
I'm in pro football. He was born on March 3rd, 1999.
I'm on.
I'm back in the game, baby.
I'm
No.
on what is this? FF today.
Well, what year are you in? Are you in 24 or did you advance?
Yeah, I'm in 24.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2020. I thought that was right.
Let me hit his name. But on this list, he's showing up. He's 28.
I can't do this all mashed together. I gotta look at corners and then safeties.
Oh, yours is all joined.
Yeah, I'm on spell track.
The other safety I would get if we had the dough is my man. I think I already said it too. My man, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Oh, at safety?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Honestly, if I'm looking for I don't know if I want to do that. I was gonna say C.J. Henderson, but not for 8. Not for 8. Okay. I'm gonna say something, and Keyshawn is going to fall out of his chair.
Oh, brother. I'm braced.
I might consider bringing Levi Wallace back.
Really? Levi.
I started off the show hating his guts,
You did.
refusing to speak his name. But I'm an objective person. I can take my medicine. I can eat my words when needed. I since then have developed respect for him after reading the Tyler Dunn report and doing the research that we've done here over, who runs the defense and schemes and all that kind of stuff. So I have to say, getting a guy like Levi Wallace, who is his market value is 5.9 right now. I think
you cheaper than that.
Huh?
You probably get him cheaper than that.
100%. I think you could probably get him for 4.5 if you talk good to him. But you got a guy that comes in for $4.5 million for 2 years, that is instantly starter quality, right?
Ooh, wait a minute.
I mean, he was a number 2 corner here. Rasul Douglas can be your 1, and now you got Levi Wallace being your number 2 corner, right back where he was. What's the problem?
I'd have no problem with this.
Okay, all right.
The problem is you saying this. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean,
How old is Levi?
that's what happens when you're objective.
Right, there you go. I was objective about Tremaine. I said he would have been good had he had his defensive line.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Piece of him died inside when he said it.
I really did. No, for me, I honestly, I didn't really have a lot in terms of Levi's 28.
Yep.
So I didn't have a lot in terms of free agents. It just with the prices out there for people I like the Xavier McKinney, it's $10 million. Not doing it.
10?
Yeah, these guys are expensive. They're way up there. So I went the draft route.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard of TJ Tampa, 6'1" out of Arizona State. He's second round, probably is a zone guy, good hitter. He mirrors well, and I could see him working in our zone system. Let me ask you this though: Would you guys take Kool-Aid? He has a broken foot, so he might slide.
Dude.
Would you take Kool-Aid?
Who is Kool-Aid's comp?
Kool-Aid's comp? I don't know. Tang?
I haven't had a chance to watch tape on him.
Tang?
So.
I mean,
Who?
Tang? I mean, High C?
I forgot you like dad jokes.
Here. Roger McCreary, Trent McDuffie, Devin Witherspoon.
Who?
Who?
Roger McCreary, Trent McDuffie, and Devin Witherspoon. Now, this will have to be 28.
No. I'm not
Okay.
taking him at 28.
What about the
Okay.
kid from Toledo? From the MAC.
Well, I told A about him a while ago.
Did you?
And I didn't know he was that highly sought after. I thought I
Bro.
found somebody.
Yo, again, by participating in the combine, he boosted himself up.
He was already way up there, though. From the Senior Bowl, he was already at like top 15.
Yo,
Yeah.
From Toledo.
they said he want to be the best player from the MAC.
Ever?
I don't know. I don't know if he's saying now or ever. I don't know.
That wouldn't be hard to do.
Yes, it would.
You got Ben Roethlisberger. You
Khalil
got
Mack?
It wasn't Aaron Donald too.
No, Aaron Donald wouldn't.
Who was
Jason Taylor was.
Who was the
Aaron-
other the big D lineman guy from the MAC? Who was he?
I gotta look it- I gotta
Remember
look it up now.
This is a corner saying this?
Remember
Yeah.
Remember he had played against somebody. He was like, yo, who was this dude?
Oh, it was Aaron Donald, but they were playing against UB. But
Oh, that wasn't the
yeah,
MAC.
no,
though.
no,
Okay.
he was in the Big East.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I was asking because he's a top 15, top 12 pick. Broke his foot. If he slid,
Dude.
At
that's a
28
lockdown.
though?
Dude.
You can get my man Ennis Rakestraw.
In the second?
Maybe. You had to trade up for him though. Way up.
Yo.
Nah.
I would hate to do it because I feel like you can get some good wide receivers, but
They're gonna be there though.
Kool-Aid
Wide receivers?
Yeah.
No.
Kool-Aid is
Starting
starting
quarter? Start
No,
starting
you
quality?
get your first guy first, but he's saying he would hate to do. I don't know what degree you would hate to do it at, but
I'm saying, so like, let's say he falls to 28 and we
Mm-hmm.
take him at 28 and we haven't got a receiver yet. and there's like somebody on the board like a Dunze or Thomas is on the board.
If a Dunze's on the board, somebody's drank the wrong stuff.
They drunk the wrong Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they drank the wrong Kool-Aid. If a Dunze's still on the board at that point, I don't know. To hell with the draft.
Or see, like, so, like, all right. I guess, in my point of view, let's just say he falls to 28. I would rather go up and get one of those dudes than to stay at 28. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather go up and get him.
I mean, this draft,
get
the wide receivers. Yeah. This draft is so deep. I don't need to move.
It is wide receiver deep
because you can get it. You can get. I'm telling you, Adonai is going to be there. Worthy may be there because of his size.
Yeah.
I mean, Keon Coleman is the only one I do not want, and I said this last show. He's the one I do not want.
So I might put a plug in for him.
Keon Coleman?
Yes.
Okay, now we got beef after the show.
now there's I don't know who wrote it, but there's a reporter. He said the same thing Keyshawn said. He said Keon Coleman is going to fall to the Bills at 28, but they better not take him. They said they would be a fool if they take Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Because, and it goes double-edged sword with my mentality when it comes to college, right? I said certain players that are already top-rated don't mean that they're going to play well in NFL. Vice versa. People say, oh, he's not going to do it. It doesn't mean that player can't play in the NFL at a college level. Or, here's the other thing. When you're in college, they teach you to play a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, let's just say I'm an outside guy, right? Never played slot before. Does that mean I can't play slot in the NFL? No, it doesn't. So, like, people say, oh, don't take Keon Coleman. If I'm Keon Coleman, I want to prove everybody wrong.
You can prove everybody wrong in the Jets.
You said I can't. You said I can't do that. Watch me.
No, see, the reason why I say no Coleman is because think about having Kelvin Benjamin in a deep threat offense. I mean, it's like a slower version of Gabe Davis, and it's less refined. He could be good. I mean, he's a good possession guy.
You think he don't have the speed?
He doesn't have the speed for it, and he doesn't have the route running savvy for it. So I take him off my board because I need somebody that's going to be able to get me rack yardage at the very least, but be a burner. I mean, I'd definitely take Troy Franklin over him.
Now, what about football speed? You still think he's slow?
Oh, he's slower. I couldn't believe he ran a 4.6.
Oh my god,
he said he's slower.
I couldn't believe he ran a 4. Every catch he had, if you watch his tape, wide open.
Oh, so it wasn't no. Because he beat anybody, he got separation.
He wasn't beating anybody. No.
It was just
no aggressive for that.
Coverage.
Your man Javon Baker that's the guy that would surprise people with the 50-50 balls and stuff like that. Because he's nasty. He goes in and gets it. He snatches it right from your hands. And did you see when he caught the touchdown and blew a kiss to the sideline?
Yeah.
McDermott was like, get him off my board. Can't have that in Buffalo.
Is that showboating?
That's definitely showboating.
Outside looking in real quick, he said three and out is for non-winning coaches. Okay. Hear me out. Sean McDermott's first 2 seasons in Buffalo, he was 15-17. It's a losing record. Look it up. I promise you. To me, if that was the case, he'd have been out of there after year 2. I'm sorry. Like, the only thing that saved him was Josh Allen looking as good as he did in preseason. It's the only thing that saved him.
You don't give him pass for his first season?
For backing into the playoffs and getting saved by the Bengals?
Yeah. No. But he didn't have his players.
What do you mean he didn't have his
players?
he
won with Rex's players.
That's what I'm saying.
But the point was
he had Tyrod Taylor as quarterback.
The only thing he needed to do was not be a clown, and the team would win. That's it. Okay. He just needed to not be a clown and not cater to the players' feelings, and they would win. They were already a playoff team when he got there, so he didn't really do much. He just added a little bit of structure and didn't allow the players to be F-ups the whole season long. So if we want to give him credit for that, cool. I'm fine with giving him credit for bringing that in, but I think we've seen now it's not his coaching that has helped the team be great. It's the coaches that he put around the players that helped the team be great. He brought in Brian Daboll, and he didn't send, but Josh decided to go work with Jordan Palmer. So a combination of Jordan Palmer and Brian Daboll's offense made the Bills great. That's really, like, if we really look at that, that's what made the Bills great. And then if we're looking at defense, him having Leslie Frazier and building that defense out the way that he did. Like,
so I will give him credit because he got those guys in the building.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think
you're on the same page because we give him credit for instilling the culture.
Right.
But after that, what A's saying is
That's what I'm
What
saying.
else?
What else has he done aside?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, that's
He's living
my
on that
point.
culture that Josh Allen could preach verbatim, and the rest of the guys, Steph Diggs, if he wanted to, they all could preach that verbatim.
Right. And really, like if we're really thinking about it, like any coach could have come in and done something like that. Like Dick Duran could have came in and did something like that and probably still won because he tried to do that. He just didn't have the same players that Sean had.
Right.
Like Sean took a team that was playoff caliber already. They just didn't have the right leadership and took them to the playoffs.
And the first thing he really did was cut all the people he didn't think would buy in.
Right.
Darius, Darby, Bradham. I mean, all
That's
the guys
it.
that pissed me off. I was mad about that as it was. So, but so I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to see some interesting drafting. I think that one name I definitely wanted to bring up right now is Dwight McGlothern from Arkansas, 6'2", 185. I didn't know he was that tall.
6'2"?
6'2". But I mean, he's a ball hawk. He's slippery. He's long. He's got long arms. He's got an aggressive punching man. He can play zone. He's a little wonky with his hips, but that could be fixed. That's something that. And when I noticed, if you watch the DBs at the combine, they're I don't even know the name of the drill when they backpedal and their hips drill, they were terrible. Like they were all over the place. Like there was no straight line. This guy was the best one, and that's why I looked because he was like his hips flipped.
Was that the one when they went from side to side, and at the end they had to catch the ball at the high point
Yeah.
at the ball?
Yeah.
That was sloppy.
That was real sloppy.
Yeah.
A lot of choppy feet, but he was the one, and I didn't know who he was until I saw that. I had to look him up and looked at a little bit of writing literature on him, and I kind of filled in the blanks. But Sione Vaki from Utah, he actually I think was a better running back. He was a running back and safety at Utah, but I think he's going to be a better fit at running back if he chooses to do so. Who was it? There was one other guy I wanted to touch on before. Hey, what do you think about 6'4", 193 Kyrie Jackson from Oregon?
What was his 40 time?
4'7".
4'5".
Nope, sorry.
4'5".
He's out of here.
4'5" as a corner.
I mean,
6'4".
He's got,
in this defense that would work.
he looks good out there. Though.
What was his cone in do we know that?
I had it somewhere, but I got to close it out. But I'll get it for you later.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that speed at that size in this defense. Again, I'm always a proponent of physical athletic freaks, but it has to come down to can you coach and develop those positions. I think for what Milano is doing at his size, especially for what Terrell Bernard is doing at his size, from an NFL perspective, those guys are freaks because they're so small being able to do what they do. Mm-hmm. It's the equivalent of what we saw Bob Sanders do, right? So, and even Tyreek Hill with his size being able to do what he did, or a Darren Sproles being able to do what he did. There are some guys that come into the league that are just, they're smaller, but they're freaks because they're so small and still able to dominate at the NFL level. I think, either way you go, size matters. Bro, back up.
Man, watch
Back
out.
up.
Where you been all day? Watch out.
Back up.
Size
real
matters.
quick, because I got like 1 minute and I got to get going.
Oh, who is it? Is it OLI? He's going to be wrong this time because A's got to get 90 seconds.
Real quick, outside looking in says a new coach will cut players the same way, and it's after year 2 that shows your team, in my opinion. After year 2, so are you talking about like after year 2, as in year 3, what the team looks like, or are you talking about by the end of year 2, that's what the team looks like? So I think I'm gonna come back to C.J. Henderson as far as a guy that I would like to see become a Buffalo Bill. He's 25 years old, 6'1", 205, ran a 4.39 in his 40, but he's not a man cover guy. He's actually a zone corner with that speed. He played with the Panthers last year, and if I'm not mistaken, he was drafted by Detroit. But at the time, Detroit still had I think they had drafted another corner before him, or maybe was it Okuda? Okuda was drafted last year?
Jeff Okuda?
Jeff? My guy?
Yeah.
Okuda Matata?
Jeff Okudah. Yeah, when was he drafted?
I don't
I wanna say
know.
2 years ago.
But yeah,
Finish your thing. I'll find it.
so anyway, CJ Henderson is a guy that's compared to Charvarius Ward, who's a great corner, Chidobe Awuzie, Kendall Fuller, Anthony Brown. These are all great zone corners, and everybody knows Anthony Brown this year. He got all those picks with the Cowboys.
2020. You got drafted 2020.
Okay.
Okudah.
So for $8.4 million, and they're talking about a 2-year deal worth about $16 million, I think you got to make a play for that guy. And really, if you can get him for like 3 or 4 years, I think you should try to do something like that, just to lock in a young guy that fits your system, that has good speed and good size, and just lock him up. Lock him up. It stops you from having to worry about your number one corner position for years to come. You bring him into a system where now you can put Benford as your safety, and you still got Rasul Douglas, and you can worry about your number 2 corner, either drafting him in the late rounds this year or getting, going and signing another guy next year. But in my opinion, if I had to pick somebody out of all these guys, that's the guy that I really, really want.
All right. Well, you got to get out of here, so.
It's that time.
Guys, in the comments, if you want to have further dialogue, holla at me. We can talk this all night long. I ain't got nothing to do.
Outside looking in be going in, man. He be coming with some great points in the comments, too. Okay.
Just mute it, just so you know.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to back this down to about 15. What? Come back. Okay, there we go. All right, so got that there, and I need to get back to the music. So, okay. All right, let's see if I can get it going. I am not reading any comments. I'm not seeing nothing that's going on right now. So if you sending me information in the comment chat line, I'm not gonna see it. I want to thank everybody that's been tuning in. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody, but I greatly appreciate being at 100 subs. And I'm sure I speak for all 3 of us when I say, the road getting here has been amazing. And I know we're sitting here like praising 100 subs like it's a million, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate every step of this process, man. We're just consistently growing, just trying to get better and better every day. So thank you guys. With that being said, Basketball Truth and Knowledge, my oldest son, he's got his own channel. Go ahead and check him out. Everything basketball. The man was up till 10:30 at night last night watching basketball, and he really is kind of under the weather right now. So with that being said, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can get notifications for all of our content currently and upcoming. On that note, this has been the Why is he getting up? This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. No, you're not stalling. I still got time. Home of the all truth, no sodium takes. The producer is trying to win money right now. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Your boy Melly Mac.
And it's Key.
And I still made it. I still made it. No, it still went down. That's it. We out of here. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all very much.
See y'all later.
No, that is not him. No.
Yes, it does.